At 2 o'clock, let's go. A couple hours left on an afternoon that's turning into a little bit of a negative one, to say the least. It's all about the NASDAQ right now and the Qs. Back to the downside we go today after 1, 2, 3, 4 to the upside. 1.38 right now. We just bounced off session lows once again for the NASDAQ, trying to get back higher a little bit. As for the S&P, we're already back to 0.3 only in negative territory. Still a lot of green on this board as far as what is moving around right now, including the industrial sector coming from the capital goods group, mostly commercial and professional goods as well, offsetting everything else essentially in this group. But it has been a tale of two stories really all day long. Energy weak, real estate, or energy strong, I should say, real estate, utility, and material stocks also very strong on the session, being offset by tech, essentially, and healthcare. DXCM had their earnings 5.7 to the downside, but it is healthcare equipment makers primarily that are providing most of the negativity. Pharmaceutical names back higher again today. We did see early strength in financials, but that has since vanished, so a little bit more negativity adding to what we saw this morning. 0.3, as I mentioned, for the S&P coming from tech and healthcare primarily. Industrials, meanwhile, trying to offset energy, utility, and material stocks, also all in positive territory. Pretty exciting afternoon if you're watching the right names, individual names providing all kinds of opportunities once again. But if you're with us in the pre-market this morning, we touched on a whole bunch of things, including AMD coming off a pretty solid day yesterday. We get quite the reversal here to kick things off right out of the gate this morning against 125. We got not one, but two upgrades yesterday that sent this thing from 118 all the way back to 125. Here we are basically right back to yesterday's lows, guys, trying to bounce here. But overall, it's been a pretty choppy day.
That one is muted because I flipped it to mute because I was sort of saying a couple and muttering under my breath a couple of things there. But yeah, I don't know that I'd call it choppy on AMD's part. And I didn't trade AMD, so you're not going to see executions here. I was trading NVIDIA a little bit earlier. That was kind of the chip name I was in. I was in Marvell, thank goodness. Brendo, thank you very much for that one. I'll get to that in maybe a second. But yeah, AMD, since that breakup and trying to get past 125, it has been trending down. You're making a bit of a bounce here, so I guess it didn't matter the upgrades. You have a level like a 125, that's a big psychological level, and it couldn't seem to hold on to it. However, and there's always a but in there, but if you go to yesterday's low, what a round trip. Not the same high, but close enough to it. Maybe the same bottom, close enough to it, and you're starting to bounce. Can it get past 120? I think that's going to be the real story for this. I said shout out to Brendo because Marvell was a runner this morning, and MRVL, there was a positive news story about a partnership, and then that got very, very quickly corrected by Brennan. There was a lot of speculation. It was breaking out at the time. I took the break out of the consolidation at the open. It got the high, took the dollar, and then put a stop in when Brennan said, yeah, squash the breaks. They're denying this. And then since then, to the downside like everything else. I don't know that I'm seeing as much of a bounce here that you're seeing on the chart of AMD there, potentially breaking through that 120 level. But Marvell, what a reversal. A lot of stocks made big reversals. You're going to see a lot of charts that look pretty much like this, where the breakouts weren't just good, they were really good off the open, giving you great moves, and then they were all bamboozlement back to the downside to steal something from Sharif.
Yeah, we had AMD long, and then we switched it up to the short. We've really left it alone since we left you guys. I mean, it's been straight to the downside. The craziest part about this all is that we were short. We were long 124, 125, really, and you guys saw our last short. Well, we got taken out of the short. We made a little bit of money going down, taking out. Then we re-engaged the short at the same level, 124, and we get out at 123. We were like all happy that we were taking $1 on that. You guys remember? Because it came right back into that day's low again. And then since then, it's just been like straight to the downside as a lot of risk getting taken off the market today. So
looking at?
Yeah, Tesla working. We're short Apple right now, but not for very long. That's going to come out in just a minute. But yeah, good comeback in the market. Sort of thought that we wouldn't be like this, but it is there you go, Apple. We just got out of Apple. We were short 178 there, Gates 178. I don't know if we're going to talk about Apple, but again, longs and then the short printed, and then, you know, again, bottoms out at what? I still want to be short this market. I just got to try to find the right name and not get in it too early. But yeah, AMD was a good trade today for sure. We're still short Micron as well. At least we're still short this one. Here, 68 all the way down to 67. So that's been a big move to the downside on Micron. But yeah, that sucks, man. I want to get short Apple again, as I think that one's going to be leading us to the downside. Randy. Tesla actually, Randy, today. We're going to talk about Tesla in a minute, Randy, but Tesla's up. I just tried to go short there. I know Max was long, but we tried to go short there. Got breaking out.
I'm pulling up for you right now.
Neil's got Faraday.
Faraday, like everything else, because Randy was calling out Faraday a few days ago. I'll be kind to you, Randy, because in fairness to Randy, this is, my daily's not showing everything, the 15-minute. This was Faraday futures yesterday. So obviously it's making a nice run, but everything did this, Randy. Everything at the open was gapping higher, breaking out, and then on volume coming back in. That's the story of, I don't care what you pull up, man. Everything's the same there, Brendo.
All right, before we get on to Tesla, I was just looking at this. I mean, shout out to anyone in New York. This is New York City right now. It's kind of smoky because of wildfires coming from Canada and Ontario specifically. So it's kind of smoky outside of this building right now as well from these wildfires. But I was just reading that Newark Airport, that's kind of loud. Disregard that. We have no idea what that is, but it'll be fine. Newark Airport in a ground halt right now because of this smoke from wildfires. Like, it's crazy.
It was hard to breathe outside, Brendan.
Also happening right now, more importantly, guys, we're under 500 to go here. In fact, getting really close to 400 to go here. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you take a second, hit subscribe, join us every day. We're here, we're live every single day that the market is open. So I'll keep an eye on this. I'm not going to bring it out yet, but there's some treats waiting for us if we do get to 400,000. Might not be today, but we'll bring it out when
My stomach's already growling. So when you say that,
your stomach will be fine, Sharif. Don't worry about your stomach.
What a trade it was, though, today on Tesla. I don't know if we're going to
go
look at that. Yeah, Max had a solid trade there. Tesla was definitely relatively strong on the day. You saw Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all 3-4% to the downside. Tesla up 1.5%, holding above that at 2% at times. He took that trade against the trend, and it paid off for him. Tesla was really strong today, Brenda.
It was 8 of 9 going into today as far as Tesla closing green. I mean, there wasn't really much in the way of news as far as catalyst for it today, other than some positive analyst talk. And then we had that day one of the new Twitter CEO yesterday. Seemed to cause a little bit of a pop in the pre-market. That was a success, I guess, guys. So here we go again with Tesla.
Tesla. And, you know, Randy doing some light work when he got off the camera there. That's what you might have heard. It actually, I think they're like snaking something in the pipes. That's probably that's my guess as to what that noise was. But anyways, Tesla, I really was trading the top end of the range in a lot of stocks. And then when it rolled over, I moved to other things, and I should have stuck with the same old, my daily doesn't want to show you all the way back. But if you pull back the daily chart, 229 was the highest close the last time we were in this range. You got to go back in the last year. That's where I was working. I thought 229 had next resistance at 235 to 238. So I had this one as it was breaking 29. I played it into 230. I then had a quick in and out of the long on that same level. I got a bit of a dip, 29 to 30, several times. And when it rolled over, I took one shot in front of VWAP for the long and then got away from the stocks. There's no reversal for me on Tesla. It ended up putting a couple of times, rejecting that 29 on some wicks above. Now it looks like it wants to hold this 225. So Neil's not moving Chinese ADR. That was more from earlier today and then a reload. I got play and plug. Those are a couple of names from earlier. But I'm pretty light. I tried a couple of bottom picks. I wish I had done it on Tesla. It's a decent bounce. But I'd like to see how it reacts to VWAP here and the lower high since rejecting 229. That's 227. Like everything has been a Huadunk down, and this is not the type of bounce that, like Tesla's a decent bounce, but the market itself is not bouncing that strong just yet. So I'm a little skeptical. This is one of those, oh, we're bouncing and we're going to rally the rest of the afternoon. It didn't feel like that's the kind of day we're going to have based on how things turn around this morning.
Yeah, we just we're in Tesla as well, but we were short into that area right here. We were short and got out, and then shorted again right here at 225. Got out once it broke through 225.50 right at that top, and then got out once it broke through. And now we're short again, just trying to play against this view up of 227. This is the wrong name to short for sure, but can we think that there's a pullback coming in Tesla back down to 225? I think that is a possibility, but again, if this market doesn't give up, well, I don't know. Tesla's strong today, so I don't want to talk anybody out of going long. I think the long is right, but the NASDAQ right here is just bouncing to 14.4 again. So that 14,400, let's see, that's just bounced off there a couple times. We'll see if it continues to hold it. If it doesn't, then obviously we could see Tesla going to the downside. Right now we're into Apple. I'm going to get out another piece. I was waiting for O's. We'll take out some 04s there. As we've just reshorted, went short into 178, got out. Now we're playing against this 20, against this 50 up here. Would like to see the market come back a little bit off a fail of 14.4. But, this market has been a fun one today, that's for sure. As we just touched O's, I'm bidding O's. There it is. Okay, a little bit of a move down here as we get everything back in. Target for Tesla, sorry, I went over to Apple. I have way more shares than Apple. Target for Tesla, 67. I should be bidding there. I'm actually bidding 52s. So let's put a bid right there. It's a nice move to the downside right now for TSLA. We're short it, but we're just trying to make back that loss that we had earlier on that name. So nice move. Here it is. I'm going to try to get something. There it is. We get some out there at 75. We just punch right away. Now we'll see about a pullback down. 40 cents in the money for Tesla. Target area somewhere around 225 flat.
All right, again, if you're just joining, guys, just disregard. There's some work being done above us right now. We're in a building, so nothing we can do, unfortunately. So we apologize. The rundown brought to you by Options AI. Easy to use and visual, Options AI is your new mobile co-pilot for anything from stocks to advanced option spreads. Zero commission stock and just a $5 flat fee. For options with no per contract fees, no matter the legs or size. Options AI, turn great ideas into smarter trades. Shout out to them bringing us the noisy afternoon rundown. Randy!
What can we do?
He stopped. Yeah, it's always Randy's fault. Let's talk about some Chinese ADRs here. We were discussing, I was going to mention this as well. Fisker was up huge right out of the gate this morning, came about halfway back on this note from this morning getting into the credit market or emissions credit market, but not a lot of volume left over for FSR at this point anyway. Chinese ADRs, though, downside this morning on that unfortunate economic release. They had that export number that was huge to the downside. It was expected to be negative 0.4. It came out negative 7.5%. Crazy.
Yeah, a big move down, but it should also be noted that their imports were also down 4.4% year over year. So the Chinese consumer, consuming a lot less. In addition to that, it looks like the Chinese central bank told several state-owned banks to decrease their dollar deposit interest rates. That's in an attempt to support the yuan. So looks like they're looking to monetary policy as well to kind of slow down the slow economic growth they've been having, Brendo.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of these tried with a bit of a bounce. It's worth noting the FAA now lifting the ground halt at LaGuardia in Newark in New York. So
wow,
it's so smoky everywhere. Unbelievable. Even here, it still smells like a campfire outside, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually like the smell, but it is
no,
bothering.
I love a campfire smell.
Yeah.
I just don't want to smell it when I walk out the door here and
No.
I'm walking down the Toronto streets. I heard Sharief's mic there.
my
guys.
ears
hot
getting
mic.
abused.
And
Sharif, hot mic.
Hot mic for Sharif for us, guys. I'm hoping, Sean, you're able to do you're getting out tonight in this. Was it no?
No. Oh, well, we have a baseball game. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you guys
I'm
have a
waiting,
baseball
I'm
game
waiting
tonight.
for an email here.
Because what will happen is if the air quality is really bad, they don't want the kids out playing and
Yeah.
whatnot. So We're indoors today, so we're lucky. The Chinese ADRs, I think there were some moves this morning, but let's get this out of the way. You know what's usually happening to these in the last 2 hours. I'm in NEO, which gave another run at the even dollar. On this stock, forget about my trade for a second, and just the last couple of days on NIO, if all you did was buy 7 and sell 8 on NEO, since it broke $8 down, you can't lose. You have not lost yet. Like, it's only gone exactly to 7 once, but it's gone pretty much exactly to 8. It's given you multiple times here. Now, maybe it only goes to 790, but the 7 long was good yesterday when it made the wick bottom. Look at the wick down bottom. All you have to do is find a consolidation break in these wicks down. Today was a false break up, which means short in front of 8 even. I'm now short on the lower high, and look, it went all of, like, I had 2 entry points. Essentially, at best, it was 10 cents in the money. Realistically, it's like 5 cents in the money, and that's about it. And it's bouncing right back up to break even. This is not a trade that's going to make any sense to average back into it or scalp it out. There should be something better presenting itself. I'm not saying you can't work the range in here, but man, it's taking forever for it to just go 7 or 8 cents, and that's what happens with these Chinese ADRs in the afternoon. I didn't trade Alibaba, but it's a little bit weaker, so if you're looking at BABA, that 85 level has a flat bottom break. Can it do it today? I don't know. History usually says no. Oh, goodness, I just got out of that. Yeah, that's what it was. I had to come back. We're not going to talk about Dave & Buster's, but that one sucked for me today for 2 reasons. But I just trailed out of Dave & Buster's. The third time I was short, when the market really started to break down, I kind of was a little more patient, waited for a more definitive move down, shorted the 42 into 41, shorted the 41, legged it out into 40 even. As always, it was a third try through. I went to this name to short instead of a firm in front of 20 even, and then this was my worst stock this morning. I won't go green on it or anything. Like Intel yesterday, like it would have had to go had to go like 38 or something. Intel had to make another big move downside where it had a good pullback. But Dave & Buster's strong move today. I don't see myself trading Chinese ADR unless something crazy happens. Like if 85 goes on BABA, or maybe if NEO suddenly starts breaking out and gets to $8, then we can trade that. But I'm now out of play. Only in NEO and Plug left.
Because we're talking Chinese ADRs, I think we want to be short Alibaba, so we did short it. We shorted it against this 86 level. It broke, and then we just got out. So pretty simple trading here. Short underneath VWAP. It broke higher. It ran up another 50 cents. Normally, we would have stayed on that name. This was in the middle of the day. I think I was telling people in the chat that we were short Alibaba, and we were against a good level, 86. I thought it was pretty good. And then there's the out rate. Well, we have one out for a profit, and then the other one is out for the loser of 86.20. Goes another 50 cents, and then basically straight to the downside. And then this is pretty key right here. If you're looking for something to break short right now, we're in Apple. Obviously we got out of Tesla as that just kept on going up. Too bad we lost. We lost on Tesla today. We'll get that back. That was a bad call going short on that name. But right into here, 85. What about an 85 break? It goes right back to yesterday as well. So I think this 85, just run it all the way here. So I like this trade on a breakdown, or we're down 1.4, so we're down more than the market, but there's the line in the sand. You get it at 85, 85, 85. It's hit that twice. All three times, twice today, plus yesterday. All 3 times we bounced off pretty clean. So third time's a charm. We'll wait to see. But 85, a good holding spot there for Alibaba. So whether or not you're long off there or short into it, I'd say we want to focus on 85 for Alibaba. I hope we go down. I'm short everything. I'm short Amazon, Micron, and Apple right now. This is actually new trade.
Are you in the chat?
Am I in the chat? Yes.
Someone said they couldn't at you in the chat.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
I've been in there the whole time. But what I want to get at was right now, Amazon, I'm only in this against 123. I have a decent position now. I wanted to take it against that rate there. So Amazon, look at Amazon this morning, right? Do we talk about Amazon? No. Okay, so we were short, hella short, 126.50. Best out, we took this in the show, right as we went out of the show, 123.75, as we thought it was looping up. It did loop up, but it never took out 124, which is now where VWAP is, and then it managed to go down to 121.50. So that's a $5 winner that we only wind up taking $2.50 or $3 on. So yeah, we definitely missed the bottom there on Amazon. Let's see if we can get back in off of a curl right now, 122.80. We'll get another short into there, but there's the top, 123. So we're going to be short this name into 123. We're starting this a little early, I understand that. So 122.80 is my next spot there for Amazon.
All right, just be aware, some of the cannabis shares might be moving around here. This MSOS just popped up here on decent volume. I'm still looking around to see why, but I can't seem to find anything right now. But that's the cannabis ETF, MSOS.AM. So it did catch a bit of a bid going back 10, 15 minutes ago. So I'll keep digging. We're talking Coinbase, obviously. Brian Armstrong on CNBC, CEO of Coinbase this morning, essentially saying they're ready for their day in court. Unfortunately, it's going to involve a lawsuit. But he's looking forward to, he said, trying to get some clarity and finally getting some clarity on their position. You saw the note there with Kathy Wood as well in there buying the dip, buying the SEC lawsuit dip on Coinbase.
Yeah, I like how you characterize it as that. We were doing a little bit of digging, and over the 120 ETFs under the ARK umbrella, Coin is the number 3 weighted position there. So large holding on Coin. But a trade today, Brendo, question mark, not much. Yeah. It has been consolidation city, keeping below that 53.50 with a 54 top.
Yeah, a bit of a wait and see, it would appear, for Coinbase. But it's worth noting, Bitcoin was actually decently strong in the last hour or so.
Yeah, you know what? It was a consolidation day on Coin. You try to make something out of nothing, and it's not going to go anywhere for you. So I wasn't really thinking scalp trade on Coin. I was thinking find a short entry point, let it break down, and quadunk all over itself. And that if you, like, it just that's not happening. The only time that happened was the pre-market yesterday. Really, there was one move off the apparently the 50% Fibonacci retracement was right here. So if that's what you were looking at, that was this other good short. But yeah, if you add it in the pre-market anywhere, that was a big flush. Everything since has been a consolidation. I was worked into a short under VWAP, not really even scalping out. I was looking for a break of 52 while short 52.70 and wanting it to just fill the gap into 50. Instead, I just kept getting stopped out. I made one adjustment to take someone in front of 53 down into 52.5. So that was more of a scalp trade, but then that just stopped out anyway. So it didn't, even when I started saying I'm going to scalp it inside of the range, it still didn't work out because I got one win and then immediately took the other half out for a loss. And Coinbase is still sliding higher since yesterday at the open. That's the way you got to think about it. I even said this morning, why am I not just waiting for it to get back to the Alamo at 56?
Tell me why.
And there's 56. So I mean, let it make its move, get to 56, maybe even the 50 period at 60, and then that's the zone where it's probably going to be worth looking for a bigger trade on Coin. So good for anybody that bought Coin yesterday. It's still showing some signs of relief here today.
Okay. There you go. Just put something in our chat. Yeah, no, what I wanted to get, okay, first of all, Amazon's coming down. We took a little bit of profit on that one. We also did reload Apple, getting it out on the downside as well, as all these shorts seem to be okay. Okay, now Rob's in the building. He's going to start messing around with these guys. If they start making noise, we're going to send Rob over there, and he will deal with them. You know, Rob is a very serious individual there, so he's going to deal with these guys. See, Rob showed up, and I don't hear anything else
I've heard
anymore.
nothing since he walked on stage.
Ever since Rob, either that was him creating the noise, which I do not think it was, but Rob is here.
It's possible.
Rob is here to save the day.
I don't see Randy anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see Randy either. Where's Randy at? Randy probably took an early vacation, probably. Did he go home? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he'd be gone. He's either getting a haircut or...
He was just here 10 minutes ago. How is he already gone? Come on, man.
Always throwing shade at poor Randy. All right, so...
Faraday.
What are we talking about? Coinbase. There's Randy. I just said, where's Randy? You going to go to vacation? Did you hear that noise that was in here?
Yeah.
What was up with that?
They got to shut that down.
Having problems with the pipes?
They snaked the pipes. I think that's what they were doing.
It happens. And then Randy spoke
here
to them. Now it's not happening anymore. You know what I mean? Certain people around here swimming with fish right now. So thank you, Randy, for taking care of that one. As we go, what else do you want to talk about here?
Keep the cannolis, though.
Coinbase. Yesterday, you want to talk about a trade. How about 419,000 shares? Is that even right?
Yes.
400 and...
I double-checked it this
morning.
morning.
You know what that number is? What is 419,000 times 50? Like, honestly, like that is like, how much money she is up today. I mean, and I'm imagining that, and I'm talking about the ARC. I'm imagining yesterday, I mean, there's only a certain amount. I mean, there's a lot of volume yesterday, right? But there's only so many areas where you could have bought that many shares. Like,
buy program off. I mean, you were.
Oh yeah, you got to set some kind of a
yeah,
buy program.
You had a program on.
But still, I mean, what's VWAP yesterday? So right here, 49s, 48. So you know, she probably bought a whole bunch under here, a whole bunch up here. I'm going to say her average price probably under 50. We'll see, probably maybe around 50. So today, 419,000 shares, up $3. It's not that much. It's only about $1 million and change. Not that she's going to be selling it, but yeah. Huge move up today for Coinbase. Congratulations, anybody that bought it yesterday and that believes in it. I don't believe in it, but at the same time, it is a stock that continues to trade. It's on the public markets, and as long as it's there, there's going to be opportunities. I'd say short 54. So that's it. Pretty easy. I'm not even looking at any of the charts. Short 54. I don't know if we like the breakdown. Thing is, if they're in there buying yesterday, they're probably in there buying today. So I don't want to fight against buy programs. That's why we're short right now on Apple. We're short right now on Amazon. Look what we're doing on Amazon. We said we're taking it early, but it's never too early to take 20 cents right there on Amazon. So there it is. It's a nice move down. There's Amazon. We just talked about putting this trade on, and there it is right now. Nice downside move on Amazon. Nice downside move here on Apple as well, as we're well in the money on that one. So all is well on this desk right now. But there's that sound again. And there goes Rand. What a surprise. Sound comes back. I have no idea what
I actually think Randy probably went to say something in the building.
Obviously.
It's just one note on this. Of that buying, 75% of it was for the flagship, and the flagship owns, and that's ARC's flagship, that's RK. The flagship has 430 million. So if you look at that, like it's kind of a drop in the bucket to what the flagship has. This is not all of the ARC ETFs. That's just ARC K. That's the main one. So yeah, I mean, they bought a lot, but I mean, $20 million worth when you own 430 in the flagship. It's big, but it's not exactly ridiculous. It's not
like she's setting it on fire here.
And it made sense. I mean, if you follow the thesis, it made sense on who would be buying it. Sorry, I have SoFi up here because SoFi just popped underneath VWAP. That's another stock I had for an $8 break that I should probably cancel. I do not even, like, what's the point of having a stop long on SoFi? Like, SoFi got to $8 on a dime. I had a stop order since 9:40 that if it broke 8, I was going to go long. But now it looks like it's giving up VWAP again. Oh, we're done.
No, we're going on Netflix. All right, let's go back to the board and talk about Netflix.
I was talking about that MSOS. Here's another one. LFLY is another cannabis ETF. So all of these little, this is a penny stock too, all these little tiny ETFs for cannabis trying to get going. Here as we head through the afternoon. Yeah, Netflix, it was not just, everyone's sneezing because it's so smoky around. Wells Fargo, there was JPM this morning, WFC going to $500 on their price target, pointing to the 70. I mean, I know they were like replacing some of the brick on the side of the building outside, and I don't know if that's what they're doing. We apologize, guys. There's not much we can do. Just bear with us. $70 billion TV ad revenue space. This note from Wells Fargo essentially saying, why can't Netflix get a bigger chunk of that?
I'm adding to that and saying that they think the ad-supported tier is going to add between 6 to 7 billion in new revenue between 2024 and 2025. So if you're looking at that, you're looking at revenue growth, you like what you see, let's just make sure that they can keep costs under control. I know that they're having issues now, Brenda, with writers, actors now jumping into that bandwagon and looking to possibly go on strike. So interesting look here.
Still, strong day overall. Still looking for a reason for these cannabis names, guys, starting to get going, but a ton of volume coming in anyway.
I just think you let them fly, and then you're going to be okay. Fly, that stock. I'm probably not going to pull that one up there. Netflix, I took 3 shots at it. First, good. This is on the 15 minutes, so you can see like it broke 414. That was the breakout I liked at the open. It got to 419. I was holding the last piece out there for 420. Reloaded at 13. It got out pretty much right underneath. I tried the long at 402. It ended up being good, Like if I had given this one a lot more room, you know, obviously, like I did think I had the bottom. I just didn't hold on to it on Netflix on the way back. It got to 4.8. You're right back on those lows. There's another stock which is threatening the low of the day here. I don't know if I can bring myself to, there's been a lot of days where in this same setup at 2:30, after a little mini bounce in the market on a down day, I'd be looking to just buy the dip off the low on Netflix and or buy the 400 level, buy 401 into 400. I'm just not really feeling that trade today. So I probably don't put that one on. I do like Meta, which I've had. Oh, that chart has another wick. Yeah, Meta, which I've had a couple of times to the long side. Success, no success, tight stop there. I don't want to fight this one. This is, even with the market bouncing, Meta is on the low at 266. I feel like at least it gets to 65. If it curls back up, I want to short the pop on Meta. It just looks incredibly weak. And I wanted to mention MVIS. I want to acknowledge this one. A lot of people in the chat have been mentioning MVIS up 8%. This is a stock that is only going up. And up and to the right, as Sharif says, as if you'd read a chart any other way. Charts all go left to right. We all read left to right.
Please read the chat.
What am I saying?
No, these guys, I mean, they're asking questions.
Oh, okay, so there's a couple of things out there. There's also a poll that I want to show in a second. So, but I wanted to mention MVIS because it got to $8 today. This stock, if you go back to the beginning of May, was at $2, 4x. This bad boy to the upside. And here's $8. It was a hwadunk when it got there. I would love to see this hold 750, make a run to 8, because what's better than an 8 break on a stock? I'll tell you what's better than an 8 break. Is if you can find a long at 750 into an 8 break, so that if it doesn't work breaking 8, you're in the money anyways. And what I see here is a little bit of a dip. If it starts going sideways, give enough consolidation here. I like the long, probably like in the 50s, giving it to 740. That's a pretty tight stop. But then if it starts going, you're in the money. So MVIS is on my mind. Man, they better stop that nonsense pretty darn quick.
They're not. It's not going to stop.
Yeah, I guess they're probably not going to. It doesn't really matter. We'll work through it. It is what it is. There is this poll. However, I have your back on this one. Like I will take some putts if you guys want, but there's only a right-hand putter.
I'm going to bring mine tomorrow.
Yeah, Sean's bringing his putter tomorrow. You guys have all seen it. Can Sean land 3 putts back to back to back? I instantaneously put no shot because I know there isn't a left-hand putter, and there's zero. I shouldn't say zero chance, but I'm pretty safe in saying there's no way you're going 3 for 3 putting the wrong way. There's no way.
The wrong way.
There's no way.
But I don't. I mean, the thing is that
chance.
I also haven't putted in a year and a half, but I'm willing to try it, and I'm bringing my putter tomorrow. So it'll be in the car tomorrow.
I can't do it.
100%.
I can't do it.
It might even be in my car.
I'm 1 for 3 right now.
It's in my car now, but I just don't want to go get it. I mean, I have Amazon, Apple, Micron right now. Look what's happening right now with Amazon. You guys want to talk about a banger? Stand the hell up right now, man. This is what it is, bangers and mash on the show right now. Hey, that would be a cool emoji, bangers and mash right there. But there it is right there. We just gave this to you. There's 50 cents on Amazon, so boom, right there to the downside. And, you know, I gave some money back trading Tesla like an idiot, and now look where Tesla is all the way back down. It's like, wait for VWAP, man, and just stop being so, like, excited to trade all the time. And, I mean, I'm excited to trade, and that's not necessarily the problem. It's just be more patient. And I think that's really what brings you to the next level of a trader, right, is to make sure you're very specific with the trades that you're making. And then if trades aren't working out for you, you know, regroup a little bit. And trades are working out perfectly fine. It's just you get excited, like we're green today. We get excited to, you know, put on trades that potentially maybe aren't even there. Like we're up figures right now on Amazon. So let's go again. I'm just going to put a 96. We'd be up a lot more if we had just like, you want to see damage being done on Amazon today? This is 126.50 short to start the day. So let's not like worry too much about, you know, what's happening right now. This is a big short to the downside. We had it, and now we have it again. And so it's about staying in your lane and trading what you do the best. And look what's happening right now. Apple, we are hella red on Apple, Amazon today. The only name we're down on would be, well, Affirm. I can talk about that in a minute, actually. Tesla. Honestly, that sound it's fine for me. It's fine. but it is going to bother me because you are expending more volume.
Well, it's
volume to get the message. Can you guys still hear us at least? I mean, if it's not,
we feel like
it won't
we're
bother
yelling.
me. Yeah, it won't bother me as much if these guys can still hear it. So I don't care. We're doing it for everybody else, not for us.
Yeah,
so.
quick note here. Thank you in the chat for mentioning this. There are some names that are strong. NVIS is one I'm watching. It's a smaller cap name. But, oh, sorry, I was just about to mention Rivian broke 14 because I got pointed out. But KRE, the regional bank index, is at the highs. PAC W, like there are kernels of strength out there. PAC W is actually clawing towards highs, up 15% today. So you're definitely seeing what's the word I want to use? A divergence between tech. I try to be street, but yeah, you're quadunking to the downside in all of tech. But you're going upside here in like PAC W, KRE, which is the regional bank ETF, as I was mentioning. That's actually at the highs. I wouldn't want to necessarily short this, but I do need to get back over to there's two things. One, I want to see, I'm not shorting the bottom randomly on Rivian. I like 15 more than 14, but that is a name that if it holds below, I think it can go a little further. Plug Power is now breaking 950. There's three levels, obviously, on Plug. Probably I'm going to say this was $9 higher low yesterday. This was the short off 10. I'm still in a piece of it. It's now at 950. Suffice to say, if it cannot hold on to the 950 area, that sets up as an entry for Plug Power. Lots of room to go to the downside. This is Rivian. There's no 15 short for me because it didn't really get to 15. Rivian now making a bit of a flat bottom break here through that 14 level. It's not falling on huge volume, so I probably only wet the beak underneath here. I didn't like a flat out, just take the 99 level break situation here. There's not huge volume on Rivian underneath, but I will take a shot at it. Just kind of get in front of that 14, wet the beak a little bit, and if it gets up to 14.10 and rolls over, I'll short some more, like 14, 14.05, giving it to 14.10 no matter what.
Another one.
I mean, we got another one. We got Apple, and we got a good trade there on Apple. I mean, it just went down into the 60s. That's exactly where we wanted it to go. I mean, as far as, risk to reward, already banking out on that one. We almost went back down to the low of the day there on that. I want to thank everybody in the chat just for letting us know that you can hear us still fine. So
okay, that's good.
We won't throw to Brendan as much unless there's something that breaks because it's bad.
Worse for him.
It's bad over there. It's like it's almost right above his head.
Yeah.
So we're like in the bottom of like it's like a condo office building type of thing. So I guess they're probably doing work on the floor above us or something, but we've sent some muscle there.
It better look nice, whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, we'll never see it, of course, but it better look nice.
Idea.
Probably some fine Italian marble, I hope, coming through.
Somehow I don't think it's fine Italian marble, but I don't know. Maybe they've got the. You think it is?
I don't know. It could be. I mean, no. What I think it is a snake going through the plumbing.
Yeah, I think they're snaking the pipes.
Unfortunately,
something very not exciting to be had. So, like I said, I'm going to get a little piece into Rivian underneath there, underneath that 14 level. Let me replace I don't need my play chart up there. NVIDIA just cracked 380. Oh, goodness. So NVIS is starting to make that consolidation that I like, holding that 750 area. It didn't quadunk. It pulled back off the highs. I mean, you can call $8 a high, but that's just one wick at the open. So pull back off the highs at 770. It's already starting to hold. So one little bounce in this area here, and then I go for the long inside on this particular name. So Rivian in NVIDIA, what I was just mentioning. I just wanted to explain the setup there on MVIS. That just wicked underneath 380. Oh, because there's so many stocks that are setting up. Ooh, that could be a false break at the bottom and back above it on NVIDIA. However, I do want to give these a chance still for a pop short. Like you're seeing the same thing on Meta. Meta gets to 267. I'm still going to look for that short. Anthony Kerr asking any shots on or ideas on FRZA. Forza, I have not looked at Forza since yesterday. I'll get that out of the way. Oh, that just went. So that's a pretty similar setup, at least right now on the 3-minute to what I just saw on NVIS. So, kind of pop VWAP, broke out, trying to get back to the high from earlier, consolidating here. Yeah, I mean, I prefer MVIS because it's been so darn strong the last couple of days, or the last month really, as opposed to Forza, which is sitting in the middle of a range. But it's a similar setup. The volume not as good. It's not really doing much. I haven't even seen a print since I pulled it up on level 2. Like I pulled it up, 15, 20 seconds ago. There hasn't been a single print. That's no chance. Yeah, there was one dark pool print that went off since I pulled it up. If it's not moving, you can't trade it, and if it's not printing, you can't get a fill even. So I'd walk away from Forza. It's a good breakout, but without volume, there can be no continuation. So congrats if you got it at the bottom, because you can just hold in the money. But it has to print first.
People, I was trying to look at GameStop here because, of course, GameStop reports tonight after market, so we're going to have to wait to see what's going on with GameStop. But what a good move it's been off the bottom, not even the bottom, but off of this 18 complete curve, took out the 50 period. That's been so key, man, hitting the 50 period and going long into past resistance. You're right here, right now, trying to take out 26. We are taking out 26, but it's that 25 that already took out. So it's already a long, that's already been anointed. So now you just have to wait to see what happens with earnings. I mean, what a great morning it was. I don't know, I'm not sure why it got started like that so hard and then right down to 25 again. But look, there's that 25 bounce. Like, this is the thing about trading. It's like if you're just looking at GameStop today, you're probably all over. Like that 25 is right there. It's a pre-market level as well, and it just came in. So let's wait to see. Last year, EPS of minus 12 cents up from minus 52 cents a year ago. So, they're heading the right way with GameStop. Let's just see if they can get that revenue number down, or revenue number up. It was down 1.4% year over year. So we're going to have to wait to see if that can come through. 26.20, I think we leave it alone. I just want to talk about it because that 25 was just so good. Now, whether or not we get to 25 tomorrow, we'll find out from Options AI what the implied move is, but $25 looks like a nice little level there for GameStop. If that comes into play, then obviously we'll be all over that. By the way, we just put this Amazon trade on, and it's like making my day right here. So I'm going to take another fill.
Another one.
There we go. Right there, Amazon. We just put this trade on. Yeah, you tell them, DJ Khaled. Keep it. Don't keep the show to yourself. Don't keep it that quiet. But you can see right now, there it is, breaking the day's low again. Short there, short again when we hit that 200 period. So it's like just be patient with everything. That's this green line, right? 200 in VWAP. We weren't getting anywhere near VWAP again on Amazon. I mean, I would have got killed if it got up there, but I would have been out earlier on this. This is another one of those trades where we were getting short here at 50 with an out of 123. We talked about the out when we had this trade on. So already it's 2-1 because now you're in the money $1 against us 50 cents. So that's good. That's why we have a bunch of outs here at 122. First of all, we have some outs right here where we stopped at 22 for 25 cents, then more there at O's, and now we go right back down. I have to take an out at the low of the day. So that's a good trade. We're getting pretty light on that one right here for Amazon. But let's find another. Microsoft was a huge move down today, like huge, right off the open. Now, it doesn't look like it right now, but if we zoom back out a little bit, you'll see, again, we have bad wicks there, but 334 top goes right into yesterday again, right off the open, and then it just puked down $10. So right now, Microsoft is another one possibly right here off VWAP. So we chose Amazon. That was $324.83 on Microsoft, so we'd have the same dollar in the money now on Microsoft at the day's low. So let's see if we can get that back to $324.50. No trade on Microsoft until that comes through. Unfortunately, I'm wishing that Apple actually went down to its day's low. It's not there yet. May not get there, which is why we'll be taking these if it comes back into the 60s. So again, another short. Back in. Let's see if the market can hold this. We did get a super chat. Unfortunately, so much is going on there, and it was, I don't remember who it was from, but it was thanks to Sharif for some sort of a futures call. You're up 1% on that call. That's good. Obviously, there's been trades here today that have been 2, 3, 4% in the money, but if you're trading futures, obviously if you made, I don't know if you made 1% on the futures or what, but that's a fantastic trade. Take 0.5%, 0.25%, 2%, whatever it is. If your trade is green at the end of it, then that's a good one. And I want to thank you for the super chats. And I want to thank again for the kind words for Sharif. Obviously, he's not here as he
I think he went to the gym, obviously. He gets off, goes to the gym. Just a final thought, because you said it. I made sure I pulled it up here. At Options AI, the expected move on GameStop earnings is 14%. So I don't know why. Like I don't know. Like they have like Wednesday 6th or 7th before open. Well, my understanding is it reports after market. It says Wednesday before open, but I mean, they report tonight. So whatever. They report tonight. It doesn't matter what this says, but 14% is the expected move.
I think I remember I think
they
sometimes can do it before.
I think they have reported in the
It does
morning.
say post on.
Yeah, I know it's because we confirmed it this morning. I know it was on our board as well. Yeah, there you go. So
Trade
Options
Ideas
AI,
has it post.
definitely a good one. Trade Ideas as well, showing us that it is post. Why am I still looking at plug?
Post Malone.
Post Malone, he says.
Post Malone earnings. I'm going long on those earnings, man. That guy's
If
making
you-
a lot
if
of
you
cash.
If you could.
I told my kids, I was
If
just
you could.
like, you know, just get into music, like ASAP, because it's a good thing my kids play the violin and they do piano, as well as all the sports.
Start with piano.
Yeah, they do that already, and then
Absolutely.
violin is very important as well. So, yeah, I told them just get in there and just make all the money in the world, because like these guys, I don't know where, I don't know if it's all fake money or what, but some of these guys have like 1 or 2 hits, and the next thing you know, it's like
Well, it's a little
game over.
You know how deals have been back in the day. Like you hear things like I remember like TLC. Like
Oh, well, those-
after like multiple like Grammys and all that stuff, they go on stage and be like, yeah, we're broke after an award show. I think things were a little bit better for artists. At least artists are a little bit smarter in terms of signing
yeah, a
deals
little
and all
bit,
that kind of stuff. They're way more entrepreneurial in terms of being able to make bank. Just ask Taylor Swift.
No,
So-
James, violin and piano is how you have to start. You have to understand music first.
Yeah, you start.
You know, you can't just become DJ Khaled. I mean, I'm sure maybe he doesn't know how to play the violin or anything like that, but Taylor Swift and all those people, Justin Bieber, all that.
all the best writers
all,
and producers, they can.
Yeah.
They're actual musicians.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
most-
Not all. Most of them are, but not all of them.
Would I short SoFi again?
But I did get the consolidation long off 50 in the MVIS, so I'm into that one, giving it down underneath here. That is 737. I don't know, that's kind of a random number, but that's where it is, about 15 cents worth of risk. Let's see if we can get to the hot top. I didn't want to buy the top here. I wanted to buy a little dip into this consolidation. If it breaks 760, I can start getting out into 8 even, and if 8 goes, I'll try to hold on to a piece for beyond that. So MVIS is finally on the board for me after all of that move. C3AI, that's a name I have not heard in a long time. Since this morning,
I haven't heard anything about AI in so long.
Well, in fairness, I actually don't think people have been talking about this one today.
No, I don't
Quite
think we have
frankly,
either.
I don't. And yesterday, yes. This morning, I would say no. It's only been going down. A lot of things look like this. As I said, a lot of things failed the open and then have only gone to the downside. I think the trend is your friend. The last time it was above 36. It's rejected here. It rejected here. It just wicked above 36 and rejected again. You know, C3AI has been, had been riding high. This is the give it up day. So I guess if it gets back above 36, that's where I'd be looking for the short. I'm in Rivian at the low of the day. That's always a tricky one. And it's not exactly falling. However, this is a level that I knew I wanted to trade. You can see it's a bit of a flat bottom break, so I want to give it some time to work. It's still holding underneath. It's not breaking the level, holding up at like 93, 94, 95, and then rocket shipping back up to 14. So it's not one of those kind of false breaks, or maybe I'd already take it out. Instead, it's just holding at the low, waiting for maybe the futures to make a move, or like Tesla to make a move, or something along those lines. Speaking of which, Tesla.
Is there anything really moving around?
Look at the range on Tesla. Like if it's moving, fine. Like that's why I want to be in MVS in case it can move to the high. It has to set up. But look at Tesla. It's not doing anything right now. It's trying to break down. Okay, but if it breaks down, I think Rivian probably breaks as well. If the futures break the low, I think
come on,
floodgates could
Tesla.
open up, and then suddenly 1.5 turns into a 2% down day.
Like, come on, Tesla. Like, honestly,
just-
man. How am I red on this stock when like my short was like 225.50 or 225.60 or something? It's absolutely insane, Tesla. Why did you do me like that?
Captain Insano.
We were short Tesla and then we got stopped out of it, and it did go. I mean, I'm glad where we got stopped out because it did go another 40 or almost $1 more than that to the upside when we took out. Well, 226.50,
Holy video.
high 227.20. So yeah, we got stopped out there. That's too bad on that one. But, I mean, Amazon's now $1 in the money. So is Micron. And hopefully Apple can join the party at some point. But this is pretty weak. The mistrade for me is right here, man. Quite honestly, the mistrade is 120 right there on AMD. I mean, look at this short that we had. We took $1 and we thought we were like, yeah, $1, diamond hands. Whatever, diamond. Get that stupid thing off the screen. Oh, I put it on. But right there, look at this, 120. Like as if, man, it just hit 120 dead on. Not only forget about having the 200 period there. You also had some 120 love right there, 119.80, 119.90, came back in and then flush City right there on it. So, you know, it goes to say, I heard Max say maybe we trade the futures more. I mean, that's, you know, now we're right back at the day's low, and I'm struggling trying to trade Apple down to the low side. I liked Apple long today, so maybe the short, we shouldn't really be in that one, but we're $1 in the money on each of the other names. Let's just try to find another trade. What else do you guys want to talk about here in the chat? Any stock?
Play tilted?
Yeah, I know Max. What? I'm not tilted.
No. Nick Chauncey, play like.
Oh, play.
Like Dave and Buster.
Yeah. Dave and Buster's. Oh, first of all, the only thing that we're going to do right now is go diamond hands this time because we just watched this thing go against us. Not against us, but back up about 20 cents. Now we'll fall back down and we'll take it out right there at 83. I also do have another, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to bid 81s. Maybe the market just continues to go down, man. Down here on this market. We're at the day's low. Let's just see. Apple should finally just wake up, man. Wake up and smell the coffee. No one's buying that headset for $3,500 out the gate. So
aren't they, though?
There it is. Are they? No, some people will, I guess. But I think that's a nice downside move here for Apple. I'm not disappointed about the release. I'm not going short because of that by any stretch of the imagination. Apple's down only 0.7 when the market's 1.6. But let's just bring the pain to the downside here. NVIDIA, okay, we can look at that. Oh, we did say SoFi, so we'll have a quick look at that one. I looked at it. It was a little bit of barcode. And again, same thing, man. Like, are you really going to take a short right now?
Look at the time in sales.
What?
Every fill.
Oh, it's in the middle. Yeah.
I looked at that for like 1 minute, and every single print was a deep print in like 1 minute. There was nothing happening that wasn't a dark pool print on SoFi. Usually, you don't want to trade it when it's doing that. You want to actually. It's trading if the dark pools are changing hands, but you want some actual movement where like traders and people are taking fills a lot of times. Otherwise, you might want to stay away from it. It was all D's on that time and sell. I don't know. That's just me.
The Canadian Open. That's where I'm not going there. That's in lovely Oakville right now. That's back to back. The Canadian Open was right near my house last year at Islington, and then
you know we almost got married at the is that
Glen Abbey. That's not where they're at today, but that is the Oakville one you're talking about.
No, not the Oakville one. The one in Etobicoke. The one where they had
a whole bunch. They had the Weston Golf and Country Club, Islington Golf and Country Club.
Okay, there's too many of them now. I'm not going to remember the name. It's close to where you. It's close to where you live.
Well, not Lambton Golf and Country Club.
It was in our top 5 in the thing that my wife made.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyways, there's so many. If you guys are ever in GTA, you could see the Canadian Open here back-to-back years. There's so many great courses in Hamilton and Niagara Falls, everything like that. So we're getting ready. Myself, I'm getting ready to enter the golfing. I'll send some pictures out when I'm there. I'm taking Friday off, so shout out to everybody who has Friday off. I'll be there. Sorry, Neil. You'll be here, but it's all good.
I mean, I was just off for a week and got to go to Paris.
Yeah, you were okay.
I'm like the last person who used to complain. Someone asked me what my targets were on NVIS. Sure, no problem. I just put the orders in. So if you come to my chart here, I got the 50 long on this consolidation. The high is 770. You can ignore that wick a little bit there. And then if it gets out in front of 8 even, I want to take some out on the way to 8. I'm looking for a break of 8 on the stock. So if it gets through $8, I want to hold some. I want to look for an ad where I can still hold on to some of the 750. And then if it just goes like crazy through 8 even, look for an ad up there to give me an average price underneath $8. And then if it moons, it moons. The volume doesn't favor a moonshot, so I want to take some profit as it breaks that 760 level. We'll see what happens. Nothing on Palantir after a 15% move. Look. You're seeing not too much happening. The markets are bouncing around. So NVIS is going. That's why I'm talking about that. And I got into Rivian and it broke that big 14 level. Palantir, it's a tale of two. This is a tale of two. I mean, look, 16 to 17. The 17 break looked like it was going to go. I actually had the 17 break because I got out of the 16 long in front of 17, then got long at 17. I was able to get some out first at 10s, and then it got to that 20 level. It looked like everything was going to be normal on the breakout, and then it just wadoompt. I made the mistake of getting some in on the way down in the middle, which never really works all that well unless you see some real strength. And then I tried the long off the 16, which broke down. I don't know where. I mean, if you think it's catching a bid here, you could always wait for 15 to break to the upside. Otherwise, I mean, the support's been 14 to 14.20 on this stock. Down around, like underneath 15, like that's where all of the support was. So if it goes another 30 cents, that's where I'd probably take a shot. Otherwise, it has to climb back above 15 even, because those are the two levels that have been working since it's come to the down, or since it's been down here.
So I'm just regrouping everything on Apple right now. It's not. Oh, shout out to JJJ. You said Nvidia's at 178. I think you might have probably meant Apple.
Oh my goodness, we'd all be screwed.
Yeah, I'm already guaranteeing. Yeah, unless it like splits, reverse split 3-1 or so. But 2-1. 178 right now. I agree. It's not really going down. It's not finishing. It's not finishing the move. So we're gonna get out of that. I'm not averaging any more in 178.30. You're gonna see me do this live on the show again. 178.31. Look, enter. Like you guys just. This is what I'm saying. I'm giving you the trades that I'm in. We're short right now. We're going to get out for flat. We've already taken all this money. We have 125 trades on, or fills today on Apple alone, 125 fills. And what that means is basically it's like one position there, another position here with multiple outs, another position there, multiple outs. Tried the long there. Again, didn't work, and then here again. This is like basically 2 or 3 positions, again with multiple outs, totaling 125 fills. Wow, too many fills, obviously, today, but that's good. And then Amazon, we just took another piece out as well. This is at the low of the day. We are now only in 10% of this, as we really did well on this one. I feel like we did have diamond hands right now on that. You saw Kat ring the bell early. If you wanted to ring the bell late, well, then you got to do this.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Oh, we got the love for Sharif. Hit the Sharif one. Do you guys have the Sharif? You have it?
I got it.
Like, subscribe, and share it. The show that takes you into the heart of the market every day.
There we go.
He's way more quiet.
We can't hear it as much, but I'm sure it's exactly the same volume because our production team would not let that happen.
But isn't it weird that I can hear cats and I'm not even sure what Sharif said in that one. I'm
not sure what he says either. I think he says like and subscribe today.
Which would make
There's
sense.
Not too much creativity in those ones, but
I still want to read.
Like
by the way, just Alfred, I actually don't see Fabian there. I want to reshoot mine. If we at some point I got to reshoot mine.
It's much quieter. Okay, so there you go. So there's the answer to that one. Shout out to
I thought so.
Alfredo and Fabian. We need to fix the Sharif one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I want to reshoot mine so we don't hit that one anymore because mine kind of sucks. And I want
let me see if yours sucks or not. Go hit it again.
No, I don't have mine.
What?
I don't have mine on my board, so I couldn't even hit it.
That's true. The only one I have is cats. I don't know. That's what everyone wants.
I have yours.
I can hit that.
Take this opportunity to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed. There's lots of bangs.
Yeah, there is definitely lots of bangs.
Sean full beard or Sean half shaven beard?
Is that more of a full beard there?
Yeah. No? Yes. I think it's more of a full beard.
I don't know.
Compared to like me, that's more of a full beard.
Yeah, they.
If I grew a beard, it would basically just be as a lark for everybody here. That's all I would say about that. There ain't no Samuel L. Jackson going on here. When I dressed up as Samuel L. Jackson, it was all fake. It was all fake.
Oh, do you see that picture?
When my brother did it, he just grew some real shit, and it was fantastic. But when I do it, it's like whatever, man. Like the little Portuguese blood I had didn't really go that far, unfortunately for me. Nvidia only wants the downside. It is getting huadunked. It is getting flushed. All that other stuff. If you look at what happened since the earnings, of course there's wicks here. It doesn't matter. Look at the gap up on the earnings. 377, 378. This is pretty much that bottom. I don't know if it's going to be able to hold up, but the R&R down here, it's not. If it holds the low, okay, fine. If you want to go into the long, but if it breaks down again, and it can hold out on any pop that gets into like 380, if you can risk off of this little level here, like 380.70, like it's less than $1 worth of risk if you get that fill. And then if it makes it to 77, I think that sets up pretty well.
I don't have the picture, but I just went on Instagram and I found this. If everybody's wondering where the hot dog cannon thing came from, I mean, here we go. We found, so we started firing off the hot dog gun. There it is right now. There you can see, and then this was my Halloween costume. For some reason on Instagram here, I don't have, here's my kid. Wow, this is so long ago. There's Kevin O'Leary when he was like
3
first
years ago?
on, so long ago, Kevin O'Leary, first on the show.
That was 3 years ago, the hot dog costume.
Yeah.
That was 2020.
2020, okay, so that's...
For sure it was 2020.
Yeah, there it is right there. Here's some Raptors games. And so there's Miss V. Yo, what's up, Miss V? Oh, there's Tony. What's up, Tony? What's up to Nelson? Unfortunately, playmaker. Rest in peace, my bro. On that one as well. Here's us playing some T-ball. We're now in Little League. There's the AF1s, of course. Oh, here's a good picture. Me, Brendo, and Randy downtown killing it. That's in front of the TSX, and it's TMX right there. So, you know, that's when we were over there. Lots of fun there. Just so everybody understands, this is my coffee mug right there. This is my father, shout out. How long ago was this? 50 weeks. So yeah, a year ago, right there golfing. That might be the last time. That's Father's Day. That's my brother, by the way. Shout out.
Mike.
Yeah, what's up to my brother Michael, coming through a whole bunch of more fun things. Here's me and my kids again, taking them out to the Minions movie. Here's High Park, always representing that. Let's go. This is how, look, my daughter was 5.5 weeks premature. I could fit her in my damn hand. And then there she is right now. So shout out to that. What's up to Dad Life? But let's just move on off of
It's about time. Like, how long is this stupid thing going to take? Like, my MBIS is just sitting.
Let's go.
Absolutely nothing.
Let's go.
So just broke that 770. We said we take the first leg out there. This is me in front of 90. Going to take that out as well. If it goes, obviously it has to make the move first. And if it breaks through 8 even, I definitely want to hold on to this through 8. Look for a place to add into it. That could be two ways. That could be a bit of a dip that does the same consolidation above 770, or maybe even a consolidation above 8 even. But I do not like top end breaks. I think they can be home runs if you got them early. I feel really skeptical about getting into something breaking a big level like an 8 even when it's made that kind of, like, I don't know. Do you really want to punch long at 3 o'clock on a stock at 8 even here? Or do you want to find a long structured where you can risk like 10 to 15 cents, and then if it goes, you just hold on to a piece of it that you already have? That's my favorite, because if it works, it could work 50% of the time and you'll be up. Whereas if you take the 8 break, I'm sure you can find a way to structure the risk reward. I just can never find a way to do it because you have to give it too much there. So let's see if we can't go to the upside. This is the one that's running. It'd be nice if we had a couple of other small caps going. Checking in on GameStop, because I know they report tonight, it still refuses to break its consolidation. Like, look at this. It's just holding 26 even. This is a 15-minute chart. So if I pull up to 3 minutes, it's not like it looks a lot better. Like, look at this range. 20-cent range on GameStop reporting after the bell. You got to find something that's moving and don't force the trade on something it refuses to. So NVIDIA's starting to press above 380. This could be the one shot. Like, if it doesn't make a big move here, I don't know where else it's going to be. I'd be looking for that retrace here off of that 380 level on NVIDIA.
All right, I have. First of all, we got taken out. I'm going to say stopped out of Apple, but it was more like we had 10% left. We told you guys about this, and we got stopped out breaking above 178.30. So I'm not going to do any kind of graphics or anything for that one, but we did say that this was in jeopardy right now, so that's good. Amazon, it's a good thing we took some out down there. It's trying to bounce back up as well. But I do have a new trade for everybody here, and it's a relatively new name that we haven't traded yet, PayPal. So this is the thing. Whether or not, where's my view up on this NASDAQ? I don't know, my charts keep on flipping back and forth here all the time, it seems like. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch out for this high level right there. So let's expand this chart just a little bit. I like this break of 30. So we're gonna have to wait on it, but if you can see, that's where VWAP is. We have sloping up 50 period, we have sloping up everything. Everything's going. This looks like it wants to work. So this looks like it should be good. We have our outs here in case we're wrong, down to 64. We also has a great base down here at 90. Like, I feel like this stock is based out and wants to break, but the market's gonna have to break. So we could hang out. I do have an order to take that long if indeed it wants to go. So we could get it. We will get it. We could take the VWAP break, which is maybe a little bit solid. Let's just do that. Let's take something on that break if it breaks through that first, which is 64.20. So looks like we're probably going to get that. I'll put this as a little bit of a less one. I'd rather see it go through. Like, I'd rather see it go through 30, obviously, to take that right there. So we'll take something on, you know what? Let's just wait. I'm going to cancel that PayPal trade there. I'm going to wait for it to take 30. VWAP doesn't matter enough. I'll sacrifice, honestly, 8 pennies. What I'm looking for is a retracement back here to like 64.60, something like that up here. So if we can get a break of that VWAP, we'll use a little more shares, and then we'll try to get it out around 64.50, 64. Try to use 64 as our bottom. So like that trade, we'll see if it can work out for us.
So 2 things. NEO just broke above 780. That was, I mean, I've been sitting in it. It wasn't doing anything. Why is it still saying I'm not still short? I got out of that. That's not even refreshing. And I'm not in NEO anymore. I'm out of that one. So I just punched out when it got through 780. I got 82s there. Was barcoding anyways. MVIS is now through 8 even. So this is what I want to see. Like, you want to see it break 8 even. However, the bid above here is not gigantic. I want to see it hold 8. If it were to pull back, the question becomes, can it hold above that 770 area? I don't want it Hwadunking. As a matter of fact, I haven't adjusted my stop. Let me go ahead and do that. Now, I wouldn't stop this now underneath 735. I don't think that makes any sense. I do want to stop it out. You want to hold for the home run, you got to at least stop it out here underneath 770. But the extra 40 cents beneath 770 doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to get this one out on the break of 770 if it comes back down. Otherwise, looking for re-entries on a dip that holds, on a consolidation off of 8. And as far as where it could go, this is what your daily chart looks like on MVIS. So, I mean, it's all well and good to say, well, it can get to this bag hold price or whatnot, but you got to pull up ye old weekly chart. And, I got to resize that. Goodness. There's not a full screen. I got to talk to Michael Noss about this. There's not a button that full screens my chart. It's not a big deal, but here's the weekly chart on MVIS. And this is where you get to like $9, $10 here. The next big level on the weekly. The daily's not going to go back far enough unless I really manipulate it. I'm not going to bother doing that. So I use Trade Ideas. You can always just put in TraderTV20 if you want to get a discount on Trade Ideas. I use it. Sean uses it. Everybody here uses it. That's the only reason we even have the affiliation with them. So MVIS is going. I'm not saying it goes to $10, but when a stock is trending like this on the daily, where's the obvious level where I would say this is where I'd take a shot short? That's why I point out that 9 to 10 area. So if it can hold above 8, let's see if it can continue to run. I got it at 750, but the way I see that trade is it's usually about a coin flip on a pullback like that, whether you're going to VWAP or cracking higher. But if it cracks higher, it can really go. So the coin flip favors you risk to reward, especially on a trending stock like this.
All right, so perfect segue because I'm trying to go risk to reward right now on Palantir. So
is it?
No, it's not doing anything. That's kind of the problem.
I thought
right
it was
now.
Breaking back 15s.
No, breaking back 15s would be nice. Yeah, it's breaking bad is what's happening to this one right now. 14.95. I'm just gonna make. I'm looking for trades right now, and there is obviously we talk about this all the time. You don't need to sit there and make any trades at all. If anything, Palantir is a short, right? I mean, just keeps on going to the downside right now. We could probably reverse this in and play a short if we break 60. That bottom wicked already to 57. I just thought the risk was nice to take a long here, especially if the market does bounce back up to the upside. But maybe we're completely wrong on this as well, and it's just a short. That could be possible, but I'm willing to sit here for 10 cents and try that. So we've had some good moves in the last couple of days on Palantir, obviously, but look what's happened today. Moved to 17, right back down, right into here. So obviously we would much rather prefer something into here to go long. But for now, let's just try to play this as some kind of support and see if enough is enough on this. So that's what we're going to wait for. See if it does give us the trade. We're long right here at 68, so no problem, but for right now, there's a big seller there, and it could flush down. We're obviously, if we're going to get out if we break. I was going to use 60 as our out. That's 58. I don't know, man. I don't even really want to test 60 to the bottom. So thinking like 60, probably get it out. But I'm debating right now that I see this, and I just see the way, like, look at this. Look how this is trading. Probably thinking about this as a short, man. So let's not average into this. If it works, it works. Otherwise, let's just stay clear from this trade. We're in it for one last try. This is not one that I'm like super happy about. So
I got a question for a viewer here.
Yeah.
Specifically, Renata. Renata Haddad just put in the chat, longtime viewer. Thank you for being a loyal viewer. You're still long NEO from this morning. So what price do you still have? What are you looking for? Because I just gave up on this thing making a move for the short. Like the short wasn't bad, like the short early, the short late. It's not like it was bad, but it's not doing anything. And I just got out of it here. You can see like this is me stopping out and now it wants to come back in. I don't know what the plan would be. Unless you're swinging this, you're in the money, so it doesn't really matter. I really want this to break $8. I think everybody wants it to break $8. It's looking for the long. But yeah, I'm curious what price you might have in there or what the plan of action would be, because that's, like if you got the dip in there, that's gorgeous. It just couldn't carry through 8. If it holds above 780, that's great. I got to go attention back over to NYSE. I'm just really curious about that. If it's accumulating underneath $8, that could be fantastic. But I don't want accumulation below $8 on NYSE. I want accumulation above $8 on this stock. So I don't want it to fail this breakout. I have not really moved the stop from that 770. This one I wanted to hold if it's going to go moonshot another buck or find a re-entry somewhere above the $8 level. It doesn't look like it wants to do it, but it's not over. It's still just trading at $7.95. I did, like I said, I got into Rivian was the other one. That's still chilling out at the low end of the range. If it breaks back out, that was a double bottom. That's a consolidation. If it breaks back out, I'm not holding it to VWAP. I'm just getting out at 14.10. I think I mentioned that earlier. Just want to give you an update. And I hate your guts, NVIDIA. It gave the wick entry on NVIDIA. I just wasn't quite fast enough. Old man hands Neil here. When it broke 380, I tried to get it back at 380. Did not get the fill. It didn't chase it underneath. If I chased it a buck, it's already down at 378. So once again, NVIDIA flushes through lows of the day. The stock is, it's giving it all up. It's definitely giving it all up. Ray, thank you for the super chat. Check UNFI, he's saying.
All right, so again, we'll flush ourselves down the toilet for Palantir, but it's fine because it's just so stupid of me because we lose and then we go back short and then the short starting to pay off a little bit there. Just went down to 54, 53s. We'll see if we can touch 53s. I'm going to get something out at 51 and then just get back like we just lost there. 65s, out 60 break, 60, arbitrage was 68, right? So out 60 break, so 8 cents. 9 cents was slippage. I think we got 59s. No, we got 59 in a bit. Remember, there's so many dark pool prints. So, about 8 cents plus fees and whatnot on that hit for Palantir. So, if we can get something out at 50, we just stopped at 53 for some reason. We're bidding 51s. Let's just do this, man. The 50 period really, let's just be patient with it. If the market wants to break lower, then fine. We'll wait for that one, obviously there. PayPal is not, if anything, it would have been a short off that number. We wanted to go long on PayPal because of where it's been today. It's already, it's down today, but it was starting to make that move back up right into this VWAP again. That could have been, not could have been. I mean, it was a short, but we don't have it. So we're going to cancel off that. I'm actually going to, I'll keep it in there because we still have, 40 minutes until imbalances. And then hopefully it can get back to the upside. And if it does, then we still do want that break for that play. But Amazon's still dollar in the money. And I'm just trying to NVIDIA's flushing, people saying, I feel still silly because we still should be short on AMD and we're not. So let's see about NVIDIA. Wow, 377. Yeah, that is.
It is.
That is a little bit of a move down there.
I pissed. I should
oh, yeah, right there. We just should have. I mean, it took out the low of the day.
But look at the wick high at 380. It wicked 380. Like, that's the perfect entry.
AMD's going to take 18 probably. So AMD's bottom is 18 from right there.
Oh, everything's coming down.
Yeah,
it looks
right
like
there.
NVIS I might not get a reload on NVIS. I might just get triggered out here on the way back in. But there was the super chat was on United Natural Foods. I don't know what the report was like. It just not good.
I'm guessing no.
They report just obviously not good, down 15%. I'm going to make that assumption here. However, there's an old adage that, it's not old, I guess it's pretty recent because someone made it up around here. If it doesn't break the low, there's only one place it can go. When a stock gaps down, sometimes it'll gap down so far, breaking all support, all that kind of stuff, that there's only one thing that can happen at the open if it cannot go any further. And that looked like it tried to test lower right at the open and it's been just sliding back up ever since. You saw what happened to Coinbase yesterday. I guess it looks like the same thing. I don't know what's happening here, except for it got right back to where there was a dead cat bounce in the pre-market and is going sideways. On an absolute, I don't know if it's some kind of indicator level. Maybe it's like some kind of fib retracement or something. I have no clue. But if you look at the flat bottom break, it probably needs to get back to 25. Otherwise, I would still lean into thinking it's just a relief rally today without knowing any of the details of the report, other than clearly the market hasn't liked it here for United Foods. Did not see this one, so thank you for pointing it out, because you can always put it on the back burner, like the radar of stocks that were super volatile, and you want to track them for a couple of days just to see if it gives you some big trades within the range. However, that same logic led me to trade Coinbase today when there was nothing there on Coinbase. Unless you were long, which it's just not the play I was going to make.
Big call option activity, says Caesar there in AMD. All right, let's just check out Affirm. Affirm has been very, very busy today. Again, we talked about this. Big trade off the open, goes up all the way up to basically 20 bucks, 1960 and stops. And then now we're all the way down. Wow. Rate as if Amazon doesn't exist. Affirm. We always say that buy now, pay never.
The last time the Amazon news happened, it did a similar move, right? But that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was like, no, I think it went from like 80 to like 120 or something, but maybe percentage-wise. And then there's the flush. So, yeah, about that. I want to leave this one alone, needless to say, but we'll have to see what happens here with Affirm today. Is there a trade here? I mean, there's the 50 period. We kind of broke it and hung out there. Now, we could break it again, which would be fine at 1650, but I just don't know. Like, even though we're still up on the day, if the market does rally, I think there's just some better names that you want to have probably than Affirm. It's obviously not taking this news very well. So even though despite it being up 3.5, it's not really up. It's up today, so
it's
fine,
like the Black
but
Knight.
It's not like.
But it's tis but a scratch.
The way it looks, right? It's not. Well, it's up more than a scratch, but the way it's down today is...
the Monty Python, Holy Grail.
Yeah, no, I know. But that wasn't in reference to... Like, what does he mean when he's talking like that?
No, so basically, like, he's fighting the Black Knight, who's
Right.
supposed to be, like, the most fierce dude ever. And
But it's not fierce
The
at
Black
all.
Knight's, like, getting his ass kicked, and he takes off his arm. He's like, it's just a scratch. Put your arms off. He's like, I'm fine. Come on, you pansy. And he's talking trash to him the whole time until he has no limbs left. I freaking love Monty Python.
Yeah, my kids, they love that Earth song or whatever it is there.
They're so great.
There's a couple songs
John
there from Monty
Cleese,
Python.
legendary. You know what's?
Do we
you know
just
what?
go long off 118?
So
maybe?
MVIS bounced off 770. This is where I was looking for that reload. So I got the reload in here. I'll give it to just underneath 770. It gets a kind of quadunk. I don't want to label it a quadunk to the downside because of what happened this morning. Like, this thing fell. I think this thing fell like $1.30 at the open. But since it's been rallying, that's the biggest pullback. So I don't want to give it too much. You could break here and get to VWAP. That said, that's not really a new position, but new entry point, I should say. Here's a new position, right back up. I said Meta, NVIDIA set up for this. I didn't get NVIDIA, so I just sat on the offer on Meta and took the shot getting filled underneath that previous low. So 266 change was that previous low. I just shorted in front of it, been waiting here. I should have just been waiting on NVIDIA. I was trying not to be, I don't like sitting on the offer in NVIDIA. I like trying to get it as it curls because quite frankly, if you've been trading the last year, or it's probably not the entire year, sitting on the offer of NVIDIA has not generally been the way to get short. So here I sat on the offer in front of 266 on Meta. That's starting to come back in. It doesn't feel like we're that much of a long off the bottoms right now.
Yeah, Lionel Messi there going to go play for Inter Miami. We've talked about that a couple times.
What's Mogul?
MOGL, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, Mogul. That's his thing. We can go have a look at that. AMD just flushed down, so we just took a very, very small long there at 40, but then we just got filled down there in the 20s. 16, I believe it was. Yeah, so a nice little flush down there for AMD long. I'm getting a little frustrated because, again, I'm taking positions a little too early, hoping that something happens when really nothing is happening. So let's go back up to the upside here, AMD. We should have just waited for that 20 fill or that 16 fill, and then we probably would have taken it out there for 15 pennies. But right now, let's see if it holds that 118. We do have targets. I mean, our 118, we're long right now at 27, so we're trying to get some out off of a bad fill up on the high side. So let's just try to get pieces out now and then just leave us with this because, those weren't great. So we're not making money now, but we'll be making money soon, hopefully on this play, if it can get back up to the upside against that 118 bottom. So we're okay. Nothing's really happening so far for us. Palantir just not doing anything, so we're okay on that one. It's probably not a great recipe again. to be long AMD and short Palantir, but the way Palantir's been moving today, it's kind of on an island by itself, I feel like. Huge move up, and then since then, just keeps on making lower highs. So boom, into there, into 70. Let's see if we could do one again, and what we're watching for that is this 50 period. So that 50 period right here, we don't want that to get breached. 1470, so that's going to be our out if anything goes wrong for us on Palantir, 1470. But it looks like something's going to go wrong for us maybe on AMD as it's right back in to where we got filled. So let's watch out for this play here on AMD. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more out on the upside. And if this market does bounce, I mean, look what the market's doing right now too. It's bouncing off the bottoms. So there's just two ways the market could always go. Three ways. Nowhere, up or down. And I just feel like right now it's going nowhere, but we have support on the downside. So if it breaks, it'll be obvious. We'll be able to get out of our trades. And then if we go up to the upside, 14,400, I feel like we could test that again. I don't know, though, man. The market's not great. It's not being led by anything today but tech to the downside. The ES is actually, I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but it's not even doing that bad. 0.29.
You saw energy.
And it's above the 50 period on the ES.
Energy was good today. I mean, the sector watch board that Brendan did this morning, I mean,
Yeah,
as the
very
market was
different.
flooding, there was a lot of strength out there. We talked, like the regional banks, what's probably the biggest single disasters out there catching bids today. So KRE was a strong one. MVIS, here's the good side is it bounced off 770, so that's the good. I took some out again in front of 790. I'm probably going to take some out in front of 8. And the reason I'm not as optimistic, I saw someone say if it breaks 8 again, it's going to 850. I think it's got a chance. The volume on that curl, not fantastic. You guys.
All right, we're doing it
Yeah,
now.
so not a ton of volume on that curl. I still think it has a chance. It's the only thing that's strong and continuing on decent volume this afternoon, unless you guys are seeing something that I'm not. Meta was the short that we just got into off 66. It just bounced off 265 half. I mean, dead on at that midpoint, and then the low here is at 65. So if it gets back above 66, I'm getting out just above break even. I do not want to get trapped at the low on any one of these big tech names if we're going to have one of these relief rallies going into the close.
Yeah, Palantir went up. We got stopped out of that one, but you know, AMD, so that wasn't good. So you know, not going to celebrate that trade. But there goes Palantir right through 70s. Ooh, some big size just showed up there at 70. So we'll try it. We'll try short again. There was something there, 610 or so. Did I just get 69s there on Palantir? Okay. So there's size there at 70. So let's just go stop out here. We'll do this in front of everybody again. 1470. We'll get stopped out of 100% of our position.
NVIDIA is bouncing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, AMD, we're in the money now 40 cents, so nothing wrong with that trade. The trade that was wrong, and we gave some money back in, of course, was Palantir, because that did go back up to the upside there against us. So that was not a good. Now 70's gone. Oh, that's too bad. Now I'm just gonna let the market take us out. We only went short against that size. Let's just see if something shows up now. I don't think so. Palantir definitely taking our lunch here in the afternoon. We tried to go short, didn't work. We tried to go long, didn't work. Just sitting here. Obviously, way too many trades there. Just should have waited for the long off of 1450, which was there right here. Could have had that long, didn't have it. Instead, we're waiting for the short to print. Come on. Not good there on Palantir. But you know what? Playing the momentum. Again, when you lose on stock that you have your ins, you have your outs, that's just going to be what it is. And unfortunately there today, as we hit Palantir really good in the morning, but then right here, look at this long, 16 bucks. Like, hello, that's 70 cents, but definitely spinning up on ourselves down here, trying to go short and long when not much is happening with Palantir right now. So, yeah, let's see if it comes back down, but good trading so far on AMD for sure.
So 51.51 in the chat. I didn't get stopped out of MVIS. This is a new trade. I was long. I did hold on to a piece, so I still had a piece of the 750 long when it came back to the downside. But then the way that P4 works is when I buy back in at 779 and I still have some at 752, my next out, it's like it's getting rid of what's left there, and then it says whatever you got into last. That's just how it works. So this is it's like a new trade here at 779. I am going to stop out underneath 770. The volume's not great. I do think if the buyers hold up off the breakout price, that this has a chance to go, but taking profit's going to make sense. It's also 323. So there's less than 40 minutes to go here. I'd love to see it moon. It's been a good long in the stock this afternoon, but it's running out of time to make any kind of real headway, kind of like it's been doing every, the daily chart speaks for itself. I don't know if it's going to give us a moonshot here today. And if you're waiting around for a GME moonshot going into earnings tonight, like this is another one. I'd be excited if I could see something, like just a reason to get a breakout off of VWAP or any kind of a breakout going in GameStop. It's up 5%. It's been running to the high. It reports tonight. The implied earnings are 14%, but it's not doing anything. So you can't really, you can't draw blood from a stone? You can't draw blood from a stone. You can want GameStop to moon. I can want MVIS to break 8 again and get to 850, but it is what it is. Like MVS has at least been okay. GameStop is presenting you with not a heck of a lot. Great if you're long into this the last couple of weeks. Shout out to Michelle A. Bear in our chat, because it's been a great trend to the upside, one that quite frankly I was not paying attention to. I think a lot of people were not paying attention to this, as it's just been slowly running up into these earnings. That can go two ways, because it can always be a bad thing. When you're running up, gliding up into earnings, you don't want them to go the other way, because that means more room for it to retrace. But yeah, good move for GME here. I'm not sure that I would want to be stuck here not having taken any profit if I was long from underneath the 50 period, but that's just me. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do.
I think the big thing is that when it's an earnings call, I mean, you don't know where it's going to go. So you've already seen such a great move to the upside for you if you're in that stock that may be worth taking some out. I mean, I think that's what's happening today in the market, especially these NASDAQ names, Microsoft, Meta, AMD, NVIDIA. Most of these down 3, 4, 5%, where people are just...
Who's down 5?
AMD's down 5. I think Amazon might be down 5.
Shop's down 5.
Yeah, Shopify's another one. Amazon, Amazon's down 4.
Did you see the trade? We got the super chat about Shopify. And
someone made a killing.
Thank you. They made a killing and sort of saying, thank you guys for the knowledge.
AMD.
And it was, I mean, that short setup on Shopify, it's one of those.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's a good one.
False breakout out in front of 65. So, I mean, I don't know where the short was. I'm speculating here, because if 65 is your out, which would make some sense, like you could have been short on a 64 break or a short on a 64.5, like just somewhere. It doesn't matter where you have it. In front of that 65, you got to even, and it went right to $60. And look where it consolidated, right, like 62.5. So you're 65 to 62.5, down to 60. I don't know where you got it short, but when you look at the structure like that, it almost doesn't matter. You could have shorted any one of the evens. I wasn't looking. I mean, I haven't looked at Shopify in a while, so it's not like it hasn't been on my radar. It's so you look at a chart like this, and why does everyone look like, oh yeah, just go long off 60 even? Wow, what a trap that's been all day long. Like, it just looks like, you could just scalp long at 6 even. No, I will not be doing that, by the way. I think that's a bit of a, that's a trap I'm not going to set up into. You'll get the face slap if you just go long off of every single bottom this afternoon. I'm in Meta here. I wanted to break that 265 and get to the low of the day. Rivian's not doing anything for me. It's just sitting in the range. My stop out's above 14.10. It can't even reclaim 14. I'm probably going to have to cover this one either flat or slightly in the money at best if it doesn't start going. The reason I like it is not off the 3-minute chart. It's off of the flat bottom break here. It's held as 14 a couple of times. I kind of looked at this and said, okay, if we broke 15 up, I probably would have lost shorting 15. On the break of 14 even, I'm looking for the play down in 13.60. Doesn't seem to want to go here, but I felt like it was worth the 10 cents worth of risk, 10 to 15. Start getting out in front of 80 and then all the way down to 60s would be worth the R&R, but it's got to move first. Literally not moving right now on Rivian, so that's why MVIS and Meta had to come into play.
Yeah, so Palantir's making the move down, but so is AMD. We'll take one more reload right here in front of 118.
Okay, now it just sounds like.
Yeah, now it doesn't sound great. Right now it just sounds like it's constant. All right, here we go. We're going to break. We are breaking lower right now. We should be out of AMD in just a matter of seconds. As there it goes, breaking through 118. downside. So that's okay. We actually don't wind up losing any money on this trade because of where we were able to get out. So it's not that big of a hit at all right now for that one. But we do have Amazon, which is now $1.20 in the money. I mean, that was a trade that we put on, you know, for you guys. That just continues to go down. We talked, wait, where's my daily chart? We'll find that in a minute. And then there goes Palantir as well. We got some good fills on that. We just got a not great fill, 64, and it's actually not really tanking that much, Palantir. I thought we were going to go to the downside. I have a 62 fill right at the 21 period. Hopefully that will fill out for us as well. Where did my chart go?
It probably crashed. I mean, sometimes, I don't know, I find that happens to me sometimes. Where like one of my, like I set mine up, Sean has them up there,
Yeah,
and
I
he's going to
gotta open
reload.
it again.
I slide them over, like I have my 3, 15, and daily charts up there. And I just sort of like go back. I use the Windows multiple desktop.
Now
I don't
look
know
at AMD.
whatever the
Come
hell it's called.
on.
But so MVIS, this is why you got to take profit. No one ever went broke taking profit. Don't look at gift horse to mouth. Attach whatever you want to it. I want it to go. It's not going. It's holding a higher low. That's fantastic. But if this, a stock that does this has every chance to Huadunk down. Like it could break 770 and be at VWAP in an absolute heartbeat. So I do have a stop underneath 770. It's gotten binary for me at this point. Either it breaks inside of this range, I'm not doing anything. It either breaks down and I get out, it breaks 8, I start getting back out of this one to the upside. I won't be touching this on the inside of the trade. Rivian, as soon as I complained about it, it started to break down. However, I will respect 1393 and said bottom and get something out in front of the low because it's 330. We're about to get the early look on the imbalances. I'm suspecting, I'm going to call nothing. I'm going to call 104 million to sell, let's just say. I think it's going to be pretty small to the sell side or not that big at all, and then we'll get an update at some point closer to 350. We get that from Financial Juice. We're not affiliated with them. We just sort of, they send it out for free, and that's the net order imbalance for the closing auctions. They give you guys, they give an estimate. We hear it, then we just tell you guys for free. I have not got it from Brendan just yet, so. Oh, never mind.
What is it?
570 million to buy, so yo, shut me up right there. I was guessing anyways. I was guessing that based on literally nothing. Literally nothing. But instead of waiting 2 cents, maybe I just get out on the bid right here. I'll take a bid on Rivian 2 cents in front of the actual low because it's a buy and balance overall. Won't affect MVIS. Plug Power, I am still holding Plug Power from the short off 10. Nothing is happening on the stock. I'll get that one out of the way. But now that you're in the final half an hour, trail moves to 65, either at Huadunks or we probably have to get out at 40s. The trade was off at 10 even. It's now not doing anything, but I am going to move my trailing stop at least.
I was just, I mean, look what AMD did. We got stopped out, and then it just ripped right back up. So we'll, I guess everyone got stopped out there. It's a big volume spike on that move back up, though, and a big volume spike on the break of 118. So I guess I'm just like everybody else. We got stopped out there. Fine. I do want to try it one more time. And then if the sellers want to come in and hit that bottom again, then fine, we'll do that. But we're finally in a name that everyone loves, so we're into Tesla right now. As it looks like PayPal might try to go finally as well right now. Maybe this market finally wants to go, but there's Tesla right now. Good trade, right back, just right back up to a decent level there. So let's watch out for that one. I mean, I'm in too many trades, but we'll take a piece out. There we go. We'll get it 63. Did we get it? Yes, we did. Yes. Okay, so that's a good one there on Tesla. Let's wait now for 226 flat. On that. Hopefully we can get that, and then we'll work away on that, and we'll work from there, actually. So hopefully this can continue to make a move to the upside right now. There goes Tesla. Yes, there goes Tesla. Finally, let's do that damn money dance as we switch it around. Now we're 75 cents in the money on Tesla, so, oh man, the market's starting to go, so that's good. Pissed off that we don't have AMD, but we have Tesla, so that's good. Go Tesla, go. Instantly $1 in the money. Like, you kidding me? There it goes upside. This is how, I remember when Max got $1 in the money and Sharif was like, man, that's a great trade. It moves so fast that you have to, excuse me, you have to take profit when it's there. Like, I just, that went so fast from that 225. Boom, like that 226, we just got it. Like, that was pretty quick right there on Tesla. So let's hold for more now. Hopefully we can get some more to the upside on Tesla. Update on Micron. Okay, it's not even close. We're going to get out here at 35. I actually put a 40, so let's adjust that stop right now and get out at 30. I don't know if it's going to, I mean, the market's still here. It's still going to the downside, so let's just adjust. There it is. 67.31. Oops,
Oh, no,
22.31. Well, it's at 22.
Oh, never mind.
It's only 5 cent hit.
I like number 22.
Oh, you almost made me do it. I just put 2-1 in.
That's mine.
3-1. So we'll do that. 31. We were up here at 40. Let's just go into here. We take that level, we'll get out, right? But here it is. Nice fall to the downside. So we only got out of 40% of our Tesla. 20. We'll wait for something up here, to be honest with you. Let's see if that can hit. Uh-oh.
Tesla goes up $1.
Yeah, what's going down?
Meta goes down $1. The market, there's like this dichotomy going on here. Like there's several names that will catch a bid, and you think that's okay. Well, it's still the big boys. Maybe that's dragging the market up, but no, there's just something else dragging it down, and there always is. So 265 just came and went. It has not broken the low of the day. That's in 10 cents or so. If it breaks the low of the day, I'm trailing it to 65. Otherwise, let's play it by ear. This one heads to the downside. Rivian short's okay. As I said, plug powers from earlier. It doesn't really matter. James D, Y22M. No, okay, so let me get this out of the way for a quick second. Yeah, I've said 22. I throw that out there a lot. Sometimes if I randomly put a number to take a bid out around the quarters, it's at 22 because it is my second favorite number in sports. It 100% and unequivocally has nothing to do with Emmitt Smith. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, tried and true. There's no chance. That's for Will the Thrill Clark, who's one of my favorite all-time baseball players. I got to get some things clear around here. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm a Cowboys fan.
Right, you definitely should clarify that.
I'm not, no.
Yes, I get that. Yeah, yes and no. Yes, I get it.
I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, you either love them or hate them.
You lose 2 Super Bowls.
Fly, Cowboys, fly.
You're not going to like the opposing team. You lose years and years to Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the GOAT. But there is not an ounce of me that isn't like every time I see him on the field, I'm like, I know you're not even on the Patriots anymore, but I still can't stand you for beating us all those years.
Oh, that Vegas Raiders quarterback, that guy?
You know what? That's not crazy because he's part owner now, right?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Is that ever in baseball? No. They've player managers.
Derek Jeter could come back and play for the Marlins.
They've had player managers. I don't think you can be an owner and a player though. I don't think that's a thing.
Was it Pete Rose played in management?
Yeah, Pete Rose was player manager. In basketball, Bill Russell's done it. I don't think you can't be an owner and play.
You can. Why not?
I'm sure there's some kind of rule against it.
Or most owners are probably because they're.
Or Michael Jordan would have already done it.
Michael
Jordan would have already done it by now.
Didn't he do it? Didn't he own Washington? No, because then he went to own Charlotte afterwards.
He owned Charlotte afterwards.
Which is now, still Charlotte, right? Isn't it?
He'd probably still ball. I mean, he probably still. When he bought the team first, he probably could still ball.
Oh, that's why I thought that maybe there was some potential. I thought maybe he was involved with Wizards management. Like, why the hell did he go back to Washington?
You know what's funny? Like, I'd like to say that I know enough about sports, but for the life of me, I do not remember why he went to Washington. Why
would he not go back to the Bulls? I feel like.
No, I know why. There was some stuff with Bulls ownership and.
Yeah, but
why do you go to Washington?
You would have been able to figure that stuff out, like to throw in another jersey. Like, I don't know.
Why? Yeah. Why was it Washington?
Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll be able to figure that out right now. So what goes up must come down, right? Maybe Tesla went up. Now it's coming back down. We're still going to wait for that trade to come through. But look at the NASDAQ is at day's low again. Like, I can't win. Here, just trying to scalp back and forth. There really hasn't been many good trades to have here, so I don't. Into this close, we're kind of just spinning our wheels, slowly digging like a little bit of a hole, but it's not. There's that sound again. Nothing's happening. There goes AMD right back down to the low again. So, and we didn't get stopped out, so that trigger did not work. On AMD again. So sometimes these stop orders work and sometimes they don't, but there goes AMD breaking through 118. We had that, now it's not even loading, there it is. We had the 118 long, so we still have that as it just touched down lower and lower and lower. There goes the market, just broke lows. So this is done. AMD's probably done for a bit. Is there a level that, so we don't just scalp right out of it and then, want to look back and have a bad call on that one? right into here. I feel like you're right into some trouble spots. This goes back not only yesterday's open right here, 117.70. So let's try that. This might bounce off there, but after that, we're done. The imbalances are coming out. You don't want to be caught the wrong way on this, right? And so that's something for me. We're still okay. We're only out of this. We're out of the money 10 cents on this trade. So nothing to really cry about, but still not a good trade here for AMD going long. Let's see if it holds that 117.50 area. We'll try to get a little bit more down here, but after that, man, 117 like 60 or so, we'll probably break it.
So I want to zoom out for Meta here a second. Please don't no 15-minute. Damn it. Okay, my 15-minute kind of just crapped out on me on Meta. But anyways, Meta broke the low of the day. I had my trailing stop out. I was trying to get rid of that wick on my 15-minute. At this point, it's about to bounce off at 264, or it's about to test 264. I'm not anticipating it's going to bounce. It could. I have my trail set at the previous low. If it gets above there, fair enough. I want to hold through a 264 break. It feels like the market's rolling over. I don't really see I don't see an entry point here or an obvious exit other than it bounces off 64 and I get out 64.5 on a trail. Otherwise, I'm going to hold on to it. Somehow, NYSE, it doesn't seem to care that the market's flushing. That's what happens when you play in a small cap. It's doing its own thing. It doesn't really care what's going on in the overall market, but it's still unable to break out at 8. So if it breaks out, I take some out. I try to hold the rest of that one. It's working out okay. I'm a little bit perturbed by Rivian here because it just got back to the low of the day, and as the market broke the bottom, like maybe Meta's going because the market breaking low and we're going to the downside, that's working. Rivian does not want to break the low of the day. Now, part of the reason could be you just saw, Sean was long Tesla, like Tesla was breaking up, and that should have been, usually that gives, I get the hint. You're short Rivian at the low and it's not going. The market flushes, everything's going down, Tesla's going up. Maybe Rivian's not going to follow through. Again, it doesn't really matter. It's not as if you can make a direct comparison between Rivian and Tesla. I get all that. But every now and then, it could have been a bit of a hint. If Tesla breaks the low and Rivian doesn't go, I just get out of Rivian. If Tesla breaks low and just keeps on going and Rivian doesn't break this low of the day, I'm just punching out of it because that doesn't make any sense to me. The thing should be absolutely flushing if we make a new low here on Tesla. And I'm just not seeing it happen in Rivian. It is in Meta. Now the trail is going to be back at that 64. 350 is going to come in here in about 10 minutes when we get the actual imbalances.
What in the actual is actually even happening?
How is it a 570 buy? I was predicting small sell, 570 to buy. It's just an estimate of a fraction of New York stocks. So quite frankly, all the NASDAQ stocks could be sell imbalances, and that estimate wouldn't really mean anything. It's only the New York stocks that they get early looks on. And even then, as I said, it's an estimate of a bucket of stocks, and the notional value at the time of the auction imbalance is 570, but the market is heading to the downside. I know GME's on some people's minds here.
I'm going to Tesla too.
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean, even if it held here at VWAP, I'm going to stick a fork in that trade. No breakouts. It's way too late in the day to think about it. Even MVIS is about to give it up. No one ever went broke taking profit. It just tried to break 8 again. Remember I said it was going to be binary? Either it breaks 8 and we get the move, or it Huadunks, breaks my 770 level, and I get out. So it just failed at 8. It just attempted to bounce off of 770. That's kind of hilarious. I was saying don't trade it in the middle. It goes to 8 and bounces at 770. So I don't know. I guess if you did that, it would have worked. But I'm just going to stop out under 770 here. It was much better getting the consolidation at 50. The reentry did not have much of a continuation. That's how it be sometimes. You got to trade what's in front of you, not what you want to happen.
Yeah, I can't hold this too much more, man. I mean, Tesla, we're out of the money, only 50 cents, but it's just come in like crazy. From going short and being wrong to now going long and just watching this market drip down here has not been very fun. So, yeah, I mean, we're short Micron, we're short Amazon. Amazon's $1.75 in the money, so that's a good one. Maybe we should take that out right now, as I mean, this is an absolute monster trade on Amazon. So we could take that out right now as the market's kind of flushing here. We don't have very many shares, but we do have that Tesla. So let's get a piece out here. We'll take it out at 79 if we can there on Amazon, and then we'll have to watch out for this Tesla trade. Hopefully that will come out come up to the upside. We'll take a little bit out here as we almost got stopped out. Come on, Tesla, just make that move back, man. I don't know what's going to create this market to bounce, and I'm pretty frustrated with just trying to catch some bottoms and it not working out. AMD bottom didn't work out. This doesn't, see, shit. Like we were just in the 30s there, try to take a piece out. It went into the 20s, as if Tesla doesn't want to go a dime more today. Look at the range today on Tesla, guys. I mean, that top is 231, the bottom right now, 223, so it's only $8. But we would shit. Like it was just up there and here it comes right back down again. Maybe the buyers are gone on this name now. It's right back down to the bottom of the day. We are going to get stopped out on a 223.50 break, and that's going to suck. So, yeah, not happy with this move here, but that is what it is, man. I mean, took the risk, thought that 224 was going to hold. It's not, so that's why we're long. I mean, to take a dollar hit on this is fine, but it's just frustrated because definitely we should be with the trend, and the trend is to the downside. Just unfortunately, I thought Tesla had a chance to hold. Up 1% at 224. Give it 50 more cents lower than that. Looks like we're squashed on that. There it comes. We're going to be out of this just a matter of seconds. Oh, that sucks. There it goes. Down to the downside goes Tesla. Now probably just continues to break, but I'm not going to short this now. That's it. It went right down to that bottom, and we got stopped out. So bye-bye Tesla. To the downside she goes.
Ooh. So I'm out of two things, actually. Almost everything except for Rivian here, because plug wasn't moving. I said if it couldn't break out, I'd just get out at that low 950. So it ends up being like a short in front of 10. That doesn't get any farther than 950. Meta just made an aggressive, that's too aggressive, Meta. So I had a trailing stop out there. Tesla. It was all red after that 66 break. I thought maybe you could run into the close, maybe, into 350 when we got the imbalances. So I had my trailing stop at the last sort of consolidation, but when it broke out like this off 64, that's going to trigger my trail out there. So no hold into 350. That somehow leaves me with just Rivian, because as Tesla we rang the register on, and that was good. Rivian is holding out, and this happened on MVIS. So as I said, my stop was underneath 770 on the re-entry at 79. Make 10 cents, lose 10 cents in the re-entry. The 50 entry was much better. I don't know, maybe this was a little bit forced. Because you know what you can always do here? You could just, you could take a trade if it breaks 8. I decided to be in it in front of the break of 8 like before, but it never broke $8. So, you know, the second re-entry there is basically a flat trade because you get half in. The other half doesn't do anything for you. Rivian somehow is the last one standing for me. Not what I would have guessed a minute ago, but that's where we stand now. It just broke the low of the day. Super SPAC, man, I did get some out at the low. It just broke. It's at 90s. I'm looking to take some out in front of the 80s. This is a level that if it were underneath this tomorrow, the 50 period sits at 1377. It'll probably slightly adjust, but oh crap, where did my, all of a sudden my 15-minute chart is gone. Okay, what I don't recall closing that. It doesn't matter. So yeah, this is a big level, that 14 break. I can zoom out, like kind of a double bottom. There's another time it bounced off 14. If it gets through that 1377, I think I want to favor the short side on Rivian tomorrow using 14 and 1370, 1380 as some entry points there. So Rivian downside down 4%. The market is tanking. And somehow this is the only thing I'm left in here after the trail out in Meta, which, by the way, is still going arrows down. Meta's still falling. That's my trail. It goes right up to 2. Like it bounced 70 pennies like that, and it's right back at the low of the day. There is no bid today. There's just no bid today.
Everything. I mean, AMD is absolutely collapsing right now. Micron's collapsing. At least we got out of our Amazon, which for some reason went up there. Like, at least that was a good decision. But even everything right now heading lower and lower and lower. And it just keeps on going, guys. So, yeah, AMD, we tried that long. We went from short to long on that. And that's, you know, again, getting out of the way. But these are just all cuts, right? So as they keep on happening, they keep on happening. We adjusted our Micron stop right now. I mean, this is $1.20 in the money right now. But we just lost $1 on Tesla. So really, does it really matter? We'll wait to see. Like, again, Tesla kind of bouncing off this 223 area, but where are we on the NASDAQ? I mean, the NASDAQ is completely
14.3, 2%
completely
almost.
falling down. there. This is all just noise. Like 2% isn't that big of a move. We've seen it go to the upside for this as well. But yeah, you're starting to break. The next level of concern is 14,250. So that's something that could happen today, to be honest with you. So we'll watch out for that level, possibly as a jump right there. So if you get the market, I don't think it's worth going long until you get something down there. So that's 14,250. That's another 70 handles lower than where we are right now on the NASDAQ. So yeah, man, down goes Fraser for sure.
The market played itself like De La Soul. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now it's fall. I love that song. You probably, if you're into old school hip hop, if you're not, it doesn't matter. But if you are, De La Soul, Fallen, great track.
Just saw some size on Tesla.
I just looked over and I was curious to see if Palantir was at 1420. It's not, so that's why I'm on that one. I'm gonna get back over to Rivian. It just printed the mid 80s, so we'll ring the register again on this. Sat in it while it was doing absolutely nothing. And the truth be told, it didn't roll over till Tesla did. So in some ways, it's like an assist to Tesla because Tesla's strength seemed like it was holding it up when everything else was falling. It broke the low when Tesla rolled through its low. And quite frankly, I mean, looking at NVIDIA here, like I'm out of Meta. Meta's now, it's still at the low of the day. But NVIDIA at that 80 level, when it wicked above 380, it's now through support from earnings. NVIDIA, since the gap up, I don't know if it can fill in the gap. There was some wicks on that first day. I wasn't here to trade it, but I'm assuming those aren't real wicks. The bottom was like 375 or something here. Well, it's getting through that right now. So NVIDIA, if it breaks this and doesn't hold, I don't know how much of the gap it could possibly fill in here, but that will be of a concern for the rest of the week. So bad day for Rivian. It looked like a breakout early. It was actually not that bad early. And now it's Huadong City everywhere. Less than 1 minute to go till we get the imbalances. We'll give them to you for free because that's how we roll around here. However, it'd be nice if we get to that 1,000 likes without having to beg for it in the last 5 minutes. As always, we're trading here live for you in this tanking market, trying to find some good trades. Some longs have worked out, not many. It has been the short side to favor. And that's how trading is. You can want the market to go up, which I think all of us do. When it goes down, the trade's going to be to the sell side. So take a second, smash that like. In 15 seconds, we'll give you those imbalances.
Yeah, we're long AMD here into these imbalances, which is never great, but we have 117 just chilling out there. So maybe we do get some bids coming through here at the end of the day, but it is a downside move right now. There it is, so nice little move up. Finally for AMD, we'll take advantage of that. I don't know where it is on here, Neil, because I'm like in a trade right now.
I have it. I got it. If you come to my screen. Yeah. Amazon 2.2 to buy, Apple 2.7 to buy, Google 2 million to buy, Microsoft 1.6 million to buy. Intel's a buy, but who cares? Cisco 1.5 million to buy. What else we got here? I mean, it's to the buy side. Okay, even good. GM is up. I don't know. Coke is a sell, but who cares about that? 5.3 billion to the buy.
Like, come on, Tesla, like now.
5.3 billion to buy. Brendan just told us the net number. I mean, look at all of the big cap tech that I just said to you. I mean, obviously the notional value is going to be big. I just didn't expect 5 billion. I can't do that kind of math in my head. So yeah, it's
that's just New York names.
And that's just New York. Apple, Intel, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, those are all NASDAQ names. And New York imbalance is 5.3 billion. So what the heck is the NASDAQ?
Yeah.
Pardon my French there. So I'm going to maybe mosey on out of...
Who even says what the ass? What does that even... Where is that?
Adrian?
Oh, is that where it's from? I was going to say, had to have been a friend. Yeah.
My second roommate in university, contact highs, waking up in the morning sometimes. That's how he rolled, even though they tested us for pot in university, for track and field. That's fine. He decided to risk it. But he would constantly, he'd never say what the heck. He'd always say what the ass. And you hear it so many times that now I just constantly say it. Because I always thought it was funny.
And what the ass, Tesla? I'm going to steal that from you.
I'm out of Rivian because 5.3 billion, I'm not going to hold on to the short. I'm going to take the money and run. Like the short finally started working, but that's a bounce. 5.3 billion, I don't care if Rivian was a buy or a sell. The market's probably going to try to go up from here. I don't like it enough to just jump into a long because it has to set up for me. If I was in one, I'd probably want to hold it, but I don't want to chase one of these bounces here. Like, where's Meta? I mean, you're giving it 70 pennies with 8 minutes to go. I don't want to do that. If you had it off the low, congratulations.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we have AMD off the low. Now it's a 50-cent winner. But honestly, man, what the ass? Like this just went from 223 straight up.
And you're never gonna let that
We
one
were
go
long the whole damn way until it finally broke 223.50, and that's now up. Yeah, I won't say that too much anymore. All the way to the upside. But at least we've got this one on right now. AMD getting us some money back into our pocket here after waiting for so long to get this name going. There it is, finally upside. Pressure, AMD trying to go back to 118, probably gets there. Good way to end the day at least with a nice move back up to the upside. So that's good, man. Let's go. Thank you so much. Nunya Biz right there. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nunya Biz saying great show. So thank you so much for that. We'll always try to do the best show we possibly can and then give you everything that we have. So right there, Apple, Google, Amazon. Look at all these big boys right here. All buys. So they just came in as kind of rescued the NASDAQ here
Those
from
are
the
like
bottom.
rebalancing size.
They are. These are all like big, huge numbers right there. And it's odd for June 7th, but hey, nice move to the upside, and we still continue to go.
Verizon's even a buy?
Yeah, whenever Verizon's a buy, there's something up.
Yeah, that's like they're buying everything.
Right, Micron.
In the imbalance. Except for
Tesla's
Coke,
225 again.
Verizon's at the high of the day. I shouldn't be trash talking. It's not like I looked at the stock. It's obviously been the space has been a dog. So
man.
Shout out to Verizon for already being at the high of the day when that imbalance came out there. Far from me to throw shade on the stock, as I just defend that by pulling up the daily chart.
Should have held some AMD or a lot more AMD. We did good on AMD. Oh yeah, Micron right now. The order to get stopped out is at 16, so we almost got stopped right there, but we do have an order to get stopped out of this one. This one's $1.07 in the money, so that's good. And AMD's almost $1. It's trying to go back through 118 right now as well. Ford? Yeah, Ford's huge today, right?
Ford's
5%?
having a huge,
Let's go.
huge day. I mean, 5% on Ford, it's great, but it's even better into a weak market, right? Like relative strength, relative weakness. Look at the daily. 11 long has been an absolute, one of the smartest decisions I made. Actually, I shouldn't say it's one of the smartest decisions, because the smarter decision would have been to take money out of GM when Ford was at 11 and put it into literally anything on the NASDAQ or the NASDAQ itself. But the 11 level has been so good, and they pay a div. The only problem is at 14 and 15, it's been resisting those levels. So as a swing trade, like the right idea has been covering in front of 14 or 15. The other way to play it is you could always just sell some calls. Like, I don't know, whatever. You sell like 20 if it's far enough out, but that's another thing you can do here. But I think ringing the register if it breaks 14. What an unbelievable day Ford is having. Thank you guys for pointing it out in the chat. Should be looked at tomorrow. That's a 13 even break at the open. What the heck was I doing at the open looking at Coinbase? Thanks a lot, Coinbase. I'm not looking at Coinbase tomorrow morning unless it's at 56. What a waste of time. It just takes up a chart that prevents me from looking at something else for now 2 days in a row at the open when it's not doing anything but grinding higher. It has to give you the short. You can't just want the short. And look at Ford. This and Faraday futures for Randy, apparently.
Remix. Yeah.
Although Randy talks trash about Ford, I shouldn't even give him credit.
We just bought Ford. No, he wants to buy Ford. He doesn't like Ford as a company, but
he talks so much
he thinks the stock is good.
Stuff about them and recalls. It's like
yes. That's what I mean. He doesn't like their production situation right there. All right, man. We'll ring the registers on it, man. It's a good one. We barbecue up AMD there at the end. That's Micron. So I just got out of Micron because I didn't want to wait for those 355 numbers to come out. So I got out there, but then of course it just dips down. That's going to look bad, but it's only 10 cents. So not that big of a deal there on Micron, but there goes AMD.
Everything paired.
Everything paired, yeah. So I went into the short on AMD because thinking that, hey, if it paired, then it would fall back down. It's not really falling back down. So AMD is going to take 18, and we'll get out once it does that. We should anyways. Taking 18. There it is. Oh, we're almost out of it right now on AMD. We just tried to go long again, short again into that number. Didn't work out. That's fine. It's 356. Good trade there for AMD. We tried the short. Got taken out at 118. Wow, what a great move back up to 118. Maybe this is something for tomorrow. Now on AMD, we had that good bottom at 117. The buyers came in there, so that could be something. I mean, it was sparked by the 350 number, but still a good little take there on AMD. I'm debating going short right now again, but there's only 3 minutes left. We don't need to go crazy on this trade, so we'll wait.
I'm staying flat, but you've already seen the imbalances because Sean has them up there. Pretty much everything, not just paired off, but turned red. Like Apple went to a 700,000 sell imbalances, and what that means is when they publicize these imbalances, the entire purpose of it is to decrease volatility so that anybody can see there's a net buy imbalance. And if you're looking to sell stock, you're not going to move the market too much by putting $1 million notional selling on Apple because it's $2 million imbalance to buy. So the fact that that got gobbled up to the sell side is not necessarily the best sign. Like for every one of those NASDAQ names to go from being 1-2 million buys to flipping to the sell side meant that when they saw them, I'm still on Ford, I meant to be on Apple here, guys. When they saw those sell imbalances or buy imbalances, they got gobbled up. It's like, here's an opportunity to sell some shares for size into a down market. Not the best sign going into tomorrow, but we'll always trade what's in front of us because that's what we do every single day. We got 2 minutes to go. I'm done for the day. MVIS, I wish I could say that the re-entry was good. It was one of the better longs because it was the only thing going. So shout out to everyone in the chat that was yelling about this thing. Congrats if you got it from 7 even because that's a way better. This is the thing. Look at the bounce. Give me a break. Look at yesterday on the stock. Gets to $7, pulled back to $6.20, puts in the higher low at $6.50, and then makes the breakout at 7 even. That's your money fill, is the $7 break. Here you're just trying to join the move and you hope it breaks 8. But the 7 to 8 play, that's what you want to get. And guess what? It broke as well at $7. It broke VWAP as well. So another reason why you could have liked this one. So congratulations to everyone that had it for 7. I'm sure somebody did. It's about to pull back into 750. My reentry ended up taking the L on the reentry at 779. We'll watch this one tomorrow, but maybe it's showing signs of pulling back after what's been a heroic run on MVIS. Not too many charts look like this, do they? $2 to $8 in 1 month. But it might be.
Nowadays, I feel like there's charts like that, but that's the best
Palantir
one.
did the same thing.
That's the best one.
No, I mean Palantir.
No, Palantir didn't go 4x.
Okay, not 4x.
That's.
But the same. It's May.
Well, the charts look similar.
Yeah, because it started in May, at the beginning of May, and then it's kind of turning today. That's what I was sort of getting at. It made its run. This is more of a double up than anything else. But I would argue that based on the size of Palantir, that double up might be. I'm not saying it's equivalent because I'm not, 4x is better than 2x, but given the size of Palantir, I would say it's just as impressive. But that's just my 2 cents. 30 seconds to go till the bell. Did we get there? Is Kat gonna ring the bell? 957 likes. So you got 20 seconds or Katrine's about to run away. She's locked in the We'll be good to go. 15 seconds to go here. I'm done for the day. We have GameStop aftermarket. I have no idea what time they report because usually I think it's in the morning. So in 7, 6, there she is. She's excited. 4, 3, 2, and 1. She had puts on the cues. Casino closed.
We're closed. We took a short on AMD, but we already got out. Well, we got out a majority of them already, of course, as we wait to see what happens here into the close. We just covered these all in the 90s, low 90s. We're giving ourselves a little bit of risk up through 118, but we are now out. The market is done. Make sure all your orders are canceled. We're doing that as well. So good day today, man. A lot of action. If you're short, you love today. Wow, some of those names, man. Just to talk about a few of them. Let's look at this watch list that I look at here over and over again. We'll sort it by negative names. Lucid 7, Roblox 6.5, Shopify 6.5, AMD 5, Palantir 5, Rivian 4, Amazon 4, Google 4, Donkey Kong there, XPEV, Microsoft, Meta. As we just scroll, this is like Murderer's Row there. Apple as well coming into play. In a bad way. Yeah, no, it's just all the big names that are right here, man.
Because Murderer's Row's the Yankees from.
Yeah, but they're the best. They were just amazing.
Murderer's Row, they crush you.
That's what I'm saying. So all these big names, man, Shopify, Amazon, AMD, Rivian, Google, these are the best of the best, and they got hit today, as did the NASDAQ.
Before we go to Brendan.
Yes.
Oh, because I sorted mine the other way just so we can have some positivity.
Let's have some positivity.
And this is, again, it's just my quote port, so this is not indicative of anything else. PAC W14, GameStop, Mobileye up 6, 4, we already talked about. CVNA 5%, Coinbase 3, go figure. Nat Gas 3, GitLab, shout out to Prad, GitLab was up. Goldman Sachs, Affirm, GM probably just riding the coattails of Ford there. AMC and Ape up 2% for those of you out there. So there was some kernels of strength out there in the market. Hopefully you're able to find them. I don't think GameStop is out, but it's making some very small moves here. If earnings were out, then I don't think it would be moving this little. So Brendan, how'd the overall market do?
Very mixed, guys. When all is said and done, a little bit of positivity coming from mainly the Dow, and then you got to go down to the Russell 2,000 to see, there we go. Russell 2,000 here to see the rest of it. So 1.8% there, some regional banks showing positivity. The Dow overall 0.28 positive, 0.38 for the S&P downside. It was all about these two though, all day long, 1.29 and 1.75 for the NASDAQ composite and the 100. So tech under pressure after just an absolute monster week and monster couple of weeks, as we've been saying. More importantly, if you haven't done so already, make sure you take a second, guys. Hit the subscribe button. We're so close. Under 400 to go to 400,000.
Yeah, absolutely. We're near the finish line, and let's just say that we're going to have some fun when we get to 400,000. So we'd like to be able to enjoy it this week, especially if we can get there tomorrow. I don't know if GameStop is out. It did. It tagged 27 there, and there is some increased volume. But I don't know if the earnings are actually out. I don't really see anything just yet.
I mean, it would hit this news wire that I have as well. No, I don't see anything.
Nothing's come out. Sometimes what will happen, and I suggest that people don't sit out there and run the risk of fat fingering into earnings on something like, or anything. Forget about just GameStop. You don't want to fat finger something like this because you could get in accidentally thinking I'm just going to take a breakout when the earnings come out. If they're not out and you go long and it's bad, it could be at 20 bucks. And then you're not ruining days, like you're ruining accounts with losses like that. Like when you take risk reward, you see us take risk reward. I mean, here I'm out there. All that's out the window in the aftermarket. Like you could have a stop and it could get run, and then so you're 20% down. Like it's just
Amazon went like down 20 bucks and up 20 bucks, and then down again, and then now Amazon. Yeah, so
be careful out there.
Definitely watch out here until those earnings come through. So, all right, good day today for sure. Wow, Palantir. Wow, what a crazy day. 17 to 14.50. Crazy move there for Palantir, man. It turned around 20% almost. Nuts. Okay, we took some AMD out at the end of the day, which was a good one. We'll wait out for GameStop, but thank you so much to everybody today. Thanks to Mark Pratt, of course. We've said his name a bunch of times today. Thank you so much to Fabian, Alfredo, that's over there, Brendan, Sharif, Max as well. Everybody that was putting today. That was a good one.
I went 1 for 3, but we'll
bring our putter tomorrow. I'll have to practice, see if we get some putts going through. But yeah, good day. Thank you so much. Oh, what would that poll end at? I think it was that I was going to miss 3 in a row. I mean, I'm going to miss probably the first one, so we'll see. Right there, I think it was about 50-50, but more to the no side, of course, which I think is right. It's about like a 4-foot putt.
Well, the ones in the side are harder than the middle. So the question is, is it 3 in the middle, or are you trying to hit one of each? One of each is harder because I hit the middle, but then I couldn't hit the sides. You have to have touch to hit the sides. And
John Riz there.
That's not me.
Yeah, so we'll try all 3 tomorrow. Maybe practice. We'll do it. Well, I'm not here in the afternoon show. So all right, thank you so much. Tomorrow's going to be another day. It's a good one today for the NASDAQ. If you're short, hopefully tomorrow will be long. It's not Free Fall Friday. It's Thursday tomorrow. So maybe we rebound just a little bit. Some good stocks to watch out tomorrow include Ford, GameStop, and whatnot. As it looks like, Brendan, actually GameStop looks like it might be out right now.
I'm guessing
nice move to the upside, $29. So, okay, for everybody here, we're running late. It's 4:05. We'll see you tomorrow. GameStop 29 as we speak. So, ciao from us here. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Bye, everyone.
Oh, CEO got fired.